day, everyone. Welcome back to the stream. How's everyone doing today? Hopefully everyone is doing great.
Jonas Frog turned Moonman into a PNG.
Why didn't that work? Why did that work?
Cameron Reap says, sup fools.
Why didn't that work? Oh wait. Hold up. Hold up. I'm going to refund your points. That is my bad. I completely forgot to open up the, you know. Okay, reject that one. Mark that as complete. Okay, all right. Your points are back. Wait, where? Oh my gosh. We're off to such a great start. There we go. There we go. We're off to an absolutely fantastic start, everybody. Holy smokes. Oh well. Oh well. All right. Let's see here. Let's see. So fun thing. I got a new chair. I finally replaced my 35-year-old chair, and I'm trying to get used to it. I feel like I'm sitting in it weird. I don't know. I don't know how to sit in a chair that's not my chair. This is supposed to be better for my back, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. And now, is that not playing? Oh my god. What is happening? What is happening here? All right, hold up. Hold up. I gotta adjust some things here. Okay, all that's on. Now, why did this not play?
Axel
there we
Benedict cheered 5 bits. That is correct. Me and Cameron Reap are working on an art swap.
Oh.
I make a song for them, they draw me a picture. We plan to show it off on the next stream, but maybe the one after.
Ooh, that sounds like a good time. I am very excited to see it. Let's see here. All right, so... Okay, where'd that one go? Okay, PNG tuber, still on cooldown. That is my bad. What if I do this? What if I do this? I'm gonna manage rewards. And let's come over here to PNG tuber. And let's edit that cooldown to a total of 0. Save that. Okay. Now, if someone wants to try the PNG tuber, we'll make sure it works. Fingers crossed. Let's see what happens. You know, at any point in time. But yeah, welcome everyone. Glad you
turned Moonman into a PNG.
Why is it? Oh, there we go. There we go. Look at that. I am a PNG tuber. Yeah. Yeah.
Jonas
Look at
Frog
that.
Turned Moonman into a PNG.
Oh no, I forgot. Without the cooldown. It's been doubled. It's been doubled. All right, here we go. I'm gonna turn the cooldown back on so that doesn't happen anymore. But yeah, look at that. You can turn me into a PNG tuber, and it looks absolutely beautiful, beautifully made. Yeah, beautifully made PNG tuber. All right, let me come over here. We're gonna turn the cooldown back on. That way it doesn't accidentally get double redeemed. Although I have no idea what's gonna happen because it was double redeemed. I think I should still be fine. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm sure it's gonna be fine. I'm sure it's gonna be. Oh wait, actually, never mind. There was a queue. So I finally figured out the queues in the software that I use to like control OBS with channel points. And so I finally figured out, oh, I'm back. I finally figured out that queue. So technically that would have doubled up. So that was a minute of PNG tubers. Should have just been this. Well, I mean, it would have been just that, except for the fact. If we come over here into the Discord and we come up here and look at art, you can see that Unknown Artist was the one who made this absolutely beautiful PNG tube graphic for us. So that is many thanks to Unknown Artist. I apologize that it took me a little bit to get that implemented, but I got it. It's in here. And yeah, it is now a fun redeem to hopefully be enjoyable. I hope. Fingers crossed. Anyway, well, welcome everyone. Welcome. Let's see. What have I missed? Daily coin flip. Oh my gosh. Yes, we do need to do the coin flip. All right, let's actually get that up and going. Manage predictions. Start prediction. Heads or tails. Coin flip. Also, I am so sorry. I know the last time I said that I was going to, you know, get my own coin flip thing working. I did not have time because I was going crazy.
Axel _ Benedict cheered 10 bits. 10 bits for Unknown Artist.
Yeah. Thank you, Axel. I appreciate those bits. And yeah, so I have been driving myself crazy with the whole this puzzle thing. I almost gave up. I was basically convinced. I'm like, it's not possible with the way that I'm doing it. It is not possible to do, and I was gonna give up. But I persevered, and I've got some fun updates for everybody. But I'm going to start this prediction, heads or tails. Make sure to put in your predictions for what you think it's gonna be, heads or tails. Remember, we're doing best 2 out of 3. So yeah. So whoever has the winning prediction could win big. Could win big.
Make sure to get in there and yeah, do all that fun stuff. Oh my goodness. Well, this actually works out perfectly. That matches up very well with all that fun stuff. Yeah, good times. Good times. Although
the helium voice is going to last much less longer than the PNG tuber, so maybe I need to adjust those things. Yeah. Anyway, all sorts of fun stuff, and I'm going to keep adding more and figuring stuff out, so we will see. We'll see what happens. Anyway, let's see. Over on YouTube, Bryant, welcome. Glad you're here. How's life going for you? Hopefully well. Dakota, oh my gosh, Dakota says, hello, my phone's dying. At that, I just dropped by to say hi. Making more progress on the videos I've been watching. The PNG looks nice. Thank you, Dakota. I appreciate that. At the side of the make different files depending on the YouTube videos. Wait. At the side of the make different files depending on the YouTube videos to have a point where I don't have to just go watch the video. I already have everything on file. I can just load up. Very nice. Hope your stream goes good and the game later. Dakota, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hopefully you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your evening. And yeah, we'll hopefully see you on the next one. I decided how to make files depending on YouTube videos. My bad. Okay, wait. Now I feel like I have to reread it. So okay, so decided to make files depending on the YouTube videos. Oh, okay. Everything up. Okay, all right, that makes more sense. Very nice. Let's see here. What else we got? Hootie Hen got 450 points for a 15 stream streak. Thank you for streaking in the stream, Hootie. I appreciate that. 15, what a number. That is quite the number. It's got to be heads this time. We'll see. We will see. Let me flip a coin, please. 2K on tails. Axel. Well, we're gonna see what happens. Imagine another 3 tails. Who knows? It's all up to the flip of the flip of the coin, not the dice. Bro, 6 tails in a row over 2 streams would be insane. That would be crazy. Dazu, welcome. Glad you're here, Dazu. How's life going for you? Hopefully well. I just leaked water all over myself. Good times. Anyway, yeah, so as I was saying, I almost gave up on this freaking puzzle because I could not for life me get this thing figured out. It was an absolute nightmare. I was absolutely horrible and terrible, but in the end, this is what we've got right now. So as of right now, so if you remember from last stream, we were building it out so it would actually randomly generate, and we got that working just fine. So yes, we got it to the point where it is able to place the starting and the endings randomly, so it's never, well, it could be in the same place twice because there's only 8 different positions with the 2 sides all together, so you know, but it should mix it up at least just a little bit so it's not the exact same thing every single time. And then after that, then we got all the pieces also in place, also with random shapes and rotations. And then this, okay, so this was actually setting the shapes, and then this part right here randomized the rotations. I believe that's about as far as we got last time. Yeah, so last time, if I remember right, I believe where we got to was it would pull up the puzzle, and that was it, minus the blue piece right here actually being filled in. It was just, it showed the puzzle, I think, or was the puzzle also not working? Now I don't remember. I don't remember where we left off last time. Anyway, so yeah, so the puzzle now, it randomly generates random rotations, all that fun stuff, so should be good there. And then the next thing that I had to figure out was the actual rotation of everything itself. So that was what I was working on yesterday and today, and the puzzle auto-solved. Yeah, probably. That was, I would have to go back and look, because, yeah. What I discovered from everything that I was doing anyway, oh, what is happening there? What? Okay, that's a bug. That's a fun bug. I've never seen that one before. I don't know what it's trying to connect to. Oh, wait. I think I just realized something. And that could be potentially bad. Oh, I also just realized this. There we go. Yeah, the monsters are back. That's my bad. Yeah, so I just realized. So the way that all of this is working. So anyway, to fill you all in, it works now. You can flip things. And I got it somewhat working to where the straight lines, anyway, if you flip them in conjunction with the working thing here, it would then light up, and then it would go away, and then it would light up. For some reason, I don't know why that's lighting up. I think I have a hunch. Which might not be great if it's actually the case. Anyway, so one thing I did notice though is with all the different shapes that we have, because we've got like the straight lines, like the pipes, we've got the 90-degree angle pipes, we've got the T-shape pipes, and we've got the like tri-tip types pipes where it goes out 4 ends. I realized that it was actually extremely easy to solve the puzzles. Like most of the time in my testing, it's just solved when the puzzle opens. So we meant like this one would literally just be if everything was working, I would flip that and then it would connect. So I was going through and I was looking at the game. What's that game? The freaking BioShock. I was looking at BioShock and I noticed / realized that all the pieces, it's either straight pieces or the 90-degree pieces. There's no T's, there's no plus signs. So I'm kind of thinking about maybe getting rid of the T shapes and the plus signs and just going with straights and 90-degree turns. Maybe. Anyway, it would make it more like it anyway. And yes, we might do that just to make it so it's a little bit less simple to just win, you know? Maybe. All right, well, really quickly, because it looks like the voting for the prediction is over. So, should we do ourselves a coin flip? Or maybe keep the T, but decrease it a lot and remove the plus signs. Yeah, we could probably do that as well instead. Just have like 1 or 2, maybe. Divazoma says, I forgot to thaw the meat for the nachos. Now I have to wait an hour. No, Divazoma, I'm so sorry. That is no bueno. You could throw it in the microwave. I would thaw it real fast. All right, everybody, remember, best 2 out of 3. Here we go with the coin flip. Okay, here we go with the coin flip. Coin flip. All right, everybody ready? Best 2 out of 3. Let's see who wins. Ooh. Let's give it a shot. Ooh. Oh, we got ourselves another tail. That is 4 tails in a row. All right, best 2 out of 3. Let's see what happens. Wait, no, I forgot. I'm sorry. But it's, the prediction period is already over. All right. Let's give it one more shot. Flip the coin. Oh, we got 1 and 1. Next one wins. Here we go. Oh, Tails wins. Tails is victorious. Woo. Congratulations, everybody who voted for Tails. Congratulations. You have won a decent amount of points. Not bad at all. Choose the outcome. We have got Tails. Complete prediction. Yes, Tails is the winner. 3,600 points is going to be distributed. Very well done. Very nice. Prediction results is Tails. Yeah, I don't know exactly how many points that means is going to everybody, but some good stuff. Some good stuff coming your way. It looks like to Axel and Cameron. Congratulations, Axel and Cameron. Well done. Dazu says, yeah, no, I might be. Says, yeah, no, I might be the unluckiest guy in existence. I'm so sorry, Dazu.
Axel _ Benedict wants Moonman to do 10 bicep curls.
Oh, we gotta get up and get physical. Oh. I suppose we could do that.
Axel _ Benedict wants Moonman to do 10 chest benders.
Oh, I suppose.
Axel _ Benedict just redeemed Stretch.
I see that you are putting the points you have to work, so very nice. All right, well, let's jump in there and let's do some chest benders, some bicep curls, and yeah, should be a good time. All right, let's crank the jams and do some stuff, shall we? Oh my gosh, these wheels suck. right, everybody, count them with me. Here we go. Oof.
Day 4 Lek turned Moonman into a PNG.
What just happened? Alright, here we go. It's the worst time to be a PNG tuber. Here we go. 1, 2,
3, 4, 5. I don't even technically. 6. After doing this, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew. I could have just not been doing that the whole time and you wouldn't even know. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
dominating.
Oh. Oh.
Redo. We didn't see. that is not my fault. You're gonna have to blame Seelick. You have to blame Seelick on that one. Whew. I can tell you this though, with how
Out of breath I am, you can definitely tell that I did do it. So, let's do some stretching though. Everybody ready for some stretching? Here we go. Oh, jeez. This chair is very different. Here we go. Oh, and backwards. Oh man. Whew. Yeah, this chair is gonna take some getting used to. To be fair though, the chair was about 35 years old. And I've been sitting in it for like 20-ish. Maybe not quite 20 years, but probably about, actually no, it's probably been about 20 years I've been sitting in that chair. So it's gonna be very different and very weird to get used to a new chair. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. I would have done the stretch, so at least my points getting put to work. Oh, yeah. I think it was just 900 points going to them. His second puberty hit hard. Yeah, I don't believe you. I think you should do it again. Nope. I won. I absolutely did it. I'm still kind of out of breath. Whew. Oh my gosh. 0. There's no story time redeem. I'm so sorry, Dazu. Maybe one of these days. Perfect timing. Loki, good evening. Glad you're here. And have you added the seal yet? I have not, Seelick. We've been busy with other things, unfortunately. But on the bright side, as you can see here, if I flip this, those turn off. If I flip that again, still nothing. If I flip this, ooh, we got ourselves a, it lights up. Very exciting stuff. I still don't know exactly why over on this other side, it was doing stuff. Because it definitely should not have. I don't know how I'm going to recreate that. I think I'm going to have to go back and look at exactly what was happening. Can we do another coin flip? Hootie Hen, we already did one. We can't do 2 in one night. That's like having McDonald's twice in one day. It just starts losing its specialty after a while. Let's see, what I said, I meant to do the angel emoticon with 0 as a halo. Oh, fair. That's fair. Let's see here. Okay, so, yeah, I don't know how I'm going to recreate the bug that was in this position here. I really don't. That's okay. We'll figure it out. How would you fit a cat ears into a bun? How would you fit cat ears into a bun? I would probably put the cat ears... I don't know, honestly. I am not sure. Depends on where the bun is and, like if it's a single bun or if it's like a like 2 buns like here, then I put the ears in front. Push them down. Move the PS Steam to the game area. Put pictures in the cord. Oh, that's right. I do need to go look at those. I remember seeing that you posted it, and then I never actually took a look. So, let's see here. Was it in general? Nope. Community projects. That's the one. Oh, wait. Oh, my gosh. Good old Tomb of Vercilias. There we go. All right, what do we got? Ooh. Looks right at home. Oh, my God. Oh, my gosh. It's beautiful. Ah, Loki. That looks so good. I'm very jealous. I'm very jealous that you have that thing up and going and working as well as it is. Yeah, very well done. Very nice, very nice. Look at art too. I can take a quick peek. Oh wait, wasn't this one? Snipe! How to make cat ears into buns. Yeah, I don't think I can really help you on that one. I'm not quite sure how to envision that. I know you'll figure it out though. I mean, it looks like you've got a good start going. So, there's that at least. There is that at least. Okay, all right. So, anyway, so to continue on with what was going on here, actually, really quickly, I just want to make sure that's action button. That's action. Okay. So yeah, so really quickly, just keep kind of going on what's going on here. So, yeah, so the other 2 nights, or I guess last stream, Sunday, on the Sunday stream. So yeah, so this is what we got done. So everything else that I have tried to figure out so far, we have 4 more pages of eventing that is happening as of right now. So the first one is this selecting blocks page, which basically just makes it so you can actually click on a block. So every single one of these is just the different blocks you can click on, and it basically just sets a variable to equal the value of the block that you've clicked on. You know, so if you're clicking on the first block, it sets it to 1. Second block is 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth, etc., etc. And yeah, and then it goes on to the next page. This is the page where it is then rotating, but it couldn't just rotate, right? Because it needed to keep track of what rotation the image is currently in. Is not only does it have to show the image correctly, but then after that, we also have to take into consideration what angle is it rotated at so that it knows how far it can flow before it hits a dead end. So basically the way that I had to do that was I had to break it up into 4 different sections. So you've got the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, and the 70s. And the way that that works is if any block is in the 40s, then basically just says, hey, are you greater than 40 and less than 50? And then if you are, then it just says, hey, if you are equal to 44 or 48, which means you have rotated all the way to 270 degrees, then it sets it back down to 0 degrees. Other than that, it just increases it by 90 degrees.
Mathradog just redeemed 3EH.
Well, let's do some stretching, shall we? Oh, I'm ready. There we go. And the other way. Oh, and backwards. Oh. Yeah, this new chair is going to take a very, very long time to get used to. I can feel it already. Also, Mathra, welcome. Glad you're here. You scared me. Just popping in to say hi. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. Hopefully your week is going well so far. Anyways, yeah, so that is what this page does, is just that. So it rotates, and then it changes the image. And then after that, it then moves on to this page, which basically is just figuring out where the starting space is. So basically, this section right here, just saying, is it on the very first, because if you remember, if we come over to here, the starting space right here can be anywhere on this right side. So on this left side. So it can be either here, 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 or here. And so yeah, so this page is basically just figuring that out. So it's just saying, hey, if you are in this space, then set the directly adjoining block to on, as long as it is facing the right direction. Yeah, and then it just does that for all the spaces, and then it moves on to the last spot, which is the spot where I was just banging my head against the wall trying to figure out, and I could not for the life of me get it figured out. Because here's the thing, when you take into consideration, if I pull this up really quickly, let's come over here to images and then pictures. Basically, the way I was having to make this work is you've got the 4 different shapes. Okay, you got the 4 different shapes, right? So you've got the straight pipes, you've got the 90-degree angles, you've got the T shapes, and you've got the plus shapes, right? And basically, I would have to take into consideration. So let's say, for example, if I was trying to take into consideration this block right here. If it were a straight pipe, then anytime I rotated it, it would need to be checking this space here, this space here, this space here, and this space here to see if any of them are on or off. Wait. Oh my gosh, wait. Mathra says, I lost a friend today, so it has been a mixed bag. Mathra, I am so sorry. That is not good at all. Yeah, that is rough. That is rough. Mathra, I know there's not really a whole lot that can be said to help you through this, but just know, we're here for you. We got your back, and yeah, if you need anything, let me know. I'll be more than happy to help in whatever way I possibly can. I don't know if there's anything I could do, but yeah, I'm Really sorry. That is rough. Anyone against interrupting his yapping? I mean, if people want to be, you absolutely can be. Hootie says, bye, gotta go. See you next stream or maybe later. Hootie, I appreciate you being here. Hopefully you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your evening. Anyway, yes, so... Oh.
Mathradog wants Moonman to do 10 bicep curls.
That's what you were meaning, huh? You were gonna break up my yapping.
Mathradog wants Moonman to do 10 chest benders.
All right, we can do that. We can do that. All right, let's crank the jams and let's do some of that. Here we go. There we go. All right, everybody, count them with me. 1, 2, 3.
Day 4 Lek turned Moonman into a PNG.
6, 7. I swear I'm still doing them. 8, 9, 10. Gosh, I feel like this is like the ultimate way to troll when people redeem these things. Okay, here we go. Here we go. And you can hear that I'm doing them. See? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo. Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you for all of that. I appreciate it. OMG, Moon has become a PNG tuber. Basically. I do have a PNG tuber that I can apply. Or that you can apply. Yeah, it's good times. Good times. Oh, I saw 1 bicep curl and 3 chest benders. That's basically is what happened. Yeah. As soon as I saw that PNG tuber turn on, I was like, yes, I can get out of it.
Whew. So just ignore the heavy breathing, because I'm definitely out of breath, as you can hear by the sound of my voice. Very much so out of breath. Anyway, so, like I was saying, if you were to take into consideration needing to manually check every single one, you'd have
to... Oh my gosh. Sorry. You'd have to, yeah, so basically you would be like, hey, is this a straight pipe? Can it go up and down or left and right? And if that's the case, and you'd say, all right, well, then you need to check this block and this block to see if there's any flow. But if it is rotated in a horizontal configuration, then be like, okay, now you need to check this one. And then it's like, all right, cool. Then you have to take into consideration, are you a 90-degree pipe? If you are, then you'd have to check this one and this one. Or if you're rotated more, you have to check this one and this one. Or if you're rotated again, you have to check this one and this one. And then do that again 2 more times for the 2 other shapes. It was not going to be good. Not going to be good, so I was just banging my head against the wall because I'm like, I need this to be dynamic to the point where I don't have to manually say for every single block, what is next to this block, what shape is it, and so on and so forth. So I eventually found a way to do that, which is basically this code right here. And I know it doesn't look that crazy, but it's a little crazy. In terms of someone who knows very little JavaScript, it is very crazy. So basically, here's how this JavaScript is working in the conditional branches, aka the if-else statements for JavaScript. So, let's see. Yeah, so basically the way that it works is, and this is just the first section. As of right now, there is just 1 section, which is the bar section. So it's basically from here all the way down to here. So this is everything handling just for any space. This can be for any of the spaces. So any one of these spaces, if it is a bar, it doesn't matter the rotation or anything like that. If it's a bar, this will take into consideration the actual flow of the puzzle. So, yeah, basically the way it's working is it's saying if variable 981 plus variable 911. So it's basically a varied variable. I know I've kind of used that term before. I'm sure there's an actual term for it, but basically I am variabling a variable so that it can be dynamic. And I'm basically just saying, is that varied variable equal to 41, 43, 45, or 47? And then if it is, then continue. Come into here. And then we're going to say is variable 981 plus 911 plus 4, so a varied variable with an addition to it. So this is basically checking the block beneath, so the south block, and then there's also an OR statement here, which is basically saying the exact same thing, but then it's checking the block above that block. So it's basically just saying, are you equal to 45, 47, 56, 57, 66, 67, 68, 75, 76, 77, and 78. Now, the reason for all of those numbers, let's come over to here. So as you can see, so we've got 45, 47, 56, 57, which is 45 and 47, and then 55 and 57. So this is basically any, or 56, 57. This is basically any block that has an active flow, or like leading into it. If it has a connection, then activate it. Yeah. And then after that, we then need to come in here and say, this is basically just saying, this one is basically saying, if you are inactive, activate you. And this one is saying, if you are active, inactivate you. Yeah. So, and basically the way that I have set it up, which is using this varied variable, so variable 981 plus 911, which is kind of the actual variable to the variable, it is then saying to apply this to any of the blocks. As you'll notice here, there is a loop statement right here, and then it loops all the way down here, which it basically is just saying once this has gone through 16 times, because there are 16 blocks, so it loops through for every single one. So once it is looped through for all of the blocks, then it breaks the loop, ends it. And it runs in about just a fraction of a second. So every single time you rotate, it is then checking the entire board again, and it's basically saying, hey, is there a new connection anywhere? And if there is, make that connection. Yeah, so it was hurting my brain a lot to actually get this thing working, and I finally got it working, to the point where now, let me just pull this up really quick, if there is, this is actually an absolutely fantastic, perfect example. So, as you can see, there's a vertical, there's a straight pipe here, and there's a straight pipe here, and this actually works perfectly. Excuse me. Because if I rotate this like this, it has a connection, but this is not connected to the start. Same thing here, I can do that, not connected. And if I do this, it'll activate this guy right here, absolutely fantastic. If I rotate this again, it'll activate both of these, and then if I rotate this way, it turns that one off, and then if I rotate that one, it turns that one off. It should, wait. It should be doing this one too. Why is it not activating this one? That's a bit awkward. Okay. Let's check the code. Let me come over here. Let's turn off the full screen really quick. Okay, so this will be in the check south or north block, and this is check west or east block. This is going to be the east block. So right here. So this is the west variable, and then it says or 46, 48. So if it's checking on the east, wait a minute. Did I just copy and paste? I think I just copied and pasted that. All the complex jargon, and it does not even work. Well, it was working on the north and the south. I think the problem is because I copied and pasted basically the exact same variable from the west to the east, and then I forgot to adjust the east accordingly. Let's see. First time chatter, go into the inkwell. It says, hello, what are you working on? Well, first of all, welcome. Glad you're here. We are working on a roguelike dungeon crawling roguelike RPG where the battle system is blackjack, and it is old school style kind of stuff. Yeah. I can show you really quick if you would like. I will just turn that to action button really quick. Yeah, that sounds neat. I appreciate that. Well, to everybody who's heard this before, I apologize.
Thanks for the follow. Go into the inkwell.
Thank you for that. I appreciate the follow. Thank you. So basically, general idea. Let's see if I can get this out there in 2 minutes, so everyone who's heard it before doesn't get too bored. Yeah. So basically, the general idea is you are a bounty hunting mage who is hunting a bounty. I've got to find a better way to explain this. Anyway, yeah. So basically, the king's right-hand mage, Vercilias, kind of started delving into and researching dark magics, and the king was not a fan of that. And so when he heard of that, he put a bounty on the mage's head and was like, hey, like, I need this guy. the Mage Vercilias was not a fan of that, and so he put a curse on his wizard's tower to make it ever shifting and changing to basically become a unnavigable labyrinth, so that no one could ever find their way to him. Which worked. No one was ever able to find their way to Vercilias, but no one has also ever seen Vercilias come out of his tower, so everyone just assumes he got lost in his own tower, and he died, and that is now his tomb. And so everyone refers to his wizard's tower as now the Tomb of Vercilias. But the king is not satisfied with that. He's like, nope, until I can actually see him dead or alive, I'm going to put a ridiculously large bounty on his head. So anyone who wants to brave whoop, I got ads. Hang on. Okay, crap. We will hang on. We will hang on. No worries. Yeah. Anywho, okay. So yes, let's really quickly, while we're waiting for ads, let's turn off the full screen again. I just want to come in here and take a quick look. So yeah, so basically the east and the west. David says, hello, welcome David, welcome, glad you're here. How is your day going? How's your week going so far? Hopefully you're doing well. I know this is going to sound really weird. I just had the craziest craving for, you know, those battered dried onions you can buy in like those little like plastic containers from the store, like the French's onions. I don't know why, but I had like the craziest craving right now for those. Those sound really good right now. Anyway, let's see. It sounds like Going To is back. Welcome back. All right. Let's jump back in and continue with the premise of the game. Anyway, yeah. So you, like I was saying, you're a bounty hunting adventurer, and you are heeding the call of the king. So you, along with many other adventurers, are braving the tomb, and you're going to go in and you're going to try and find Vercilias. So yeah, so basically the way that the gameplay loop will work is you have this town here, which is basically your central hub, where there will be NPCs to talk to be able to buy and sell items, get quests, all that fun stuff. So each of these NPCs are going to have like their own like quest storyline that it will be completely optional. If you don't want to do a quest line, if you don't care about one of the characters, you don't have to do their quest line at all. Yeah, so each one of them will have like their own quest line. Also, just ignore the fact that this artwork looks completely different from this guy right here. This was like an older style that I was working on, and I liked it. And then I was like, I felt like there just wasn't enough detail. I liked it, but I'm like, it just doesn't feel. And so I reworked everything, and this is kind of like the new style I'm going for. Still like a very simple color palette, but like a little bit more dynamic lighting and feeling to it. So anyway, so yeah, that's why it's like completely different styles, is because I'm like, I liked it, but So anyway, so yeah, so each one of these vendors will also have their own storyline. Anyway, so then once you get into the tomb, like I said, it is a roguelike, and so every time you go in, like you are expected to not just come in here and finish it on the first run, right? Like you are going to die in this tomb as you level up and get stronger. So as you go into the tomb, and then as you progress further and further, you will be given a selection of these different perk cards. Just know the fact that there are 2 of the same card here. There will eventually be more. I think as of right now, we only have like 4 or 5, and there's no safeguard for it to like say, if it's already picked one, don't pick it again. So anyway, so each one of these will have its own like buff and debuff. So I'm kind of reworking them right now. So like for example, like if it increases your dexterity, it would then reduce your vitality. Or if it increases your wisdom, it would decrease your elemental damage, like your geo-elemental damage. That's basically how these ones will work. Again, reworking them because we've actually redone how like the player's stats work. But it just kind of gives you a rough idea. So you'll pick one of these, and then it will stick with you only for the run. So when you leave this tomb, whether dead or alive, those are gone. They are with you no longer. So anyway, yeah, and then so this is kind of the screen you will see as you're playing. So like I said, it is a randomly generated tomb. So there's the map right here, and then you'll just be walking around collecting these D20s, which these D20s I'll explain in a little bit. But yeah, so you'll be collecting these. You can merge them together to make stronger D20s, so it increases the value. So 1 to 1 make it 2, 2 and a 2 make it 3, so on and so forth. But you'll be using these D20s to be able to upgrade your spells. And then I'll kind of show that in a little bit. Then, like I said, the combat is blackjack. Let's see if I can find a monster. There we go. So the way that'll work is, if you're familiar with blackjack, you'll kind of get the gist of it. But very basically, the idea is you're trying to draw as close to 21 as possible without going over 21. So any of the face cards, so like jacks, queens, and kings, are all worth 10, and then any of the number cards are all worth whatever number they show. Aces are worth 1 or 11. It's an 11 by default, but then if you would have busted, so like if you would have gone over 21, then it drops down to being a 1. And then, yeah, and the combat basically is you'll draw 2 cards, the monster will draw their 2 cards. Normally in blackjack, you would only see the top card that the monster, or the I guess not a monster, but the vendor had drawn. The vendor? The why can I not think of what they're called? The person you're playing blackjack with, that you would normally see their top card. With this one, you see both of their cards, because this is basically acting as their combat power. So they will only draw 2 cards in this battle as of right now. So now I've got a 20, he's got a 15. I can then stand, and I will then do damage because I had a higher number. And then so he's got a 20, I've got a 15, so I need to draw at least a 20. It's probably not going to happen. Oh my god. Okay, unless I'm extremely lucky. If you tie, though, basically the way this works is if you tie, you can stand, and then you will basically you'll roll a die, and you'll just guess if it's going to be evens odds, 1 through 10 or 11 through 20. I'm going to guess 11 through 20. Let's see what happens. Yeah, there we go. So if I win, I get to attack. If he wins, he then gets to attack. And yeah, and then combat just kind of goes back and forth like this. And then, yeah, the way that it works, the damage is linked to your spells. So right here, you can see you've got your fire, your earth, your water, and your necro. So it's pyro, hydro, geo, and necro. Pyro, geo, hydro, necro. And yeah, so these spells are linked to your cards, so it's not the normal, hearts, clubs, all that kind of stuff. So this is a pyro card, and this is a geo card. So with each one of these, I would be doing 2 damage, because each one of these does 1 damage. So if I were to draw another card and not bust, come on, fingers crossed. Dang it. All right, so there we go. So I've got a geo and a pyro card. If I can draw 1 more card and not bust, there we go. I am now doing 2 pyro damage and 1 geo damage. Yeah. So there's like a higher risk, but also a higher reward for the more cards you draw. Because who knows, I could draw another card, and maybe I would get a 2 or 3, and so then I would be able to do an extra damage on top of that. But if I were to happen to bust, then I would lose, and then I would, not be able to attack. Anyway, yeah, so you just be exploring the tomb, fighting monsters, collecting dice, collecting items, doing quests, all that fun stuff, and then eventually you'll be able to get to the end. That is a long ways away, but yeah, that's the general idea of it anyway, as of right now. Let's see here. What have I missed? Mathra says, oh, here we go again, a 10-minute explanation of the game. I'm so sorry, Mathra. I'm so sorry. Upgrading PCs and doing some case swaps. Oh, okay, that sounds like an absolute blast of a time. Let's see, doing well. I'm glad you're doing well, David. Glad you're doing well. Let's see. Yes, you can call me Inky or B, by the way. Perfect. Yeah, we will go with Inky then. Now that you mentioned onion, I can go for some. I can go for a bag of Funyuns. Ooh, that does sound really good. Love the art style. Thank you. I appreciate that, Inky. Thank you. I'm excited to play with my card. That's true. Mathra does have a card in the game. So if we come over here, let's see if we get lucky enough to get it. Ooh, we did not get it. I'm so sorry, Mathra. I'm so sorry. Okay. Oh, that's right. Okay, one last thing. So in the town, like I said, you've got your spell book that you'll be able to upgrade your spells with. So if you come over here to the Mages Guild, you'll be able to open up your spell book. And in here, you're going to be able to kind of build out your spells. You'll also be able to customize your spells too. So as of right now, kind of do the same thing where it's like, you merge 2 dice together, you then get a 3. 2 twos make a 3, 2 threes make a 4, so on and so forth. But once you get this up to a level 5, I believe it is, it unlocks the next slot, which you could put in another pyro dice and just have a stronger fire spell, or you can then start mixing and matching elements to be able to create your own spells. I hope that'll be fun. I guess we'll see. We will see. So anyway, yeah. So that is the other part of it here. Is you're then going to. So now my pyro spells are going to be doing 4 damage instead of just the 1. Anyway, yeah. I think that is what we've got so far. Mathra, I'm so sorry. Still not there. We got Nick's Hat of Divine Wisdom, Fraley's Fantastic Scroll, and Axel's Daggers of Damage. I am so sorry. Let's see here. Set to play with my card. How far in development are you? We're nearing a year. So I started back in December of 2024. So like mid-December 2024. And yeah, it has been quite the wild ride to get where we're at. Let me just pull this up really quick. I know other people have seen this, and so I apologize for everybody that has seen it. But sometimes I forget what this game used to look like way back in the day, and then I'm always I go back and look at it, I'm like, oh yeah, this game used to look similar but very different, and that is why it has taken so long. So let's see. It's where's the original one? Is this the original one? I think this is the original one. Gotta download. There we go. This is what the original Tomb of Vercilias used to look like. So you can see it's fairly similar. It definitely has a lot of the same stuff going on, but a much more simple art style. The whole, everything about the characters, the inventory, the combat system was basically non-existent as far in terms of the blackjack goes. It has come a long way, and yeah. So anyway, it's been a very, very long work in progress. But yeah, there's a lot more in the game now than there used to be, and so it has definitely taken longer than I was anticipating. But it's been fun. It's still been a good time. He has not gotten past floor 1. This is also because he's working on the base mechanics. I mean, technically, you can go from floor to floor. It just doesn't change anything yet. Like, it takes you to the next floor, and it randomizes a new dungeon. Yeah, it doesn't really increase or change the monsters or anything like that. So, anyway. Let's see, David is at a 7-stream streak. David, thank you so much for streaking in the stream. I appreciate that. If you're gonna streak anywhere, streak in this stream. Mather says, once you have a playable first floor, the others just become easy. Not to mention the floors are random, so they do half the work on their own. That is true, which is kind of one of the bigger reasons why I wanted to have it be randomized, is because I was originally handcrafting each floor. I actually think I have it in the old assets. Would have been, I think I called them map. There we go. Yeah. So you had map 1, then you had map 2. Oh, map 1, map 2, map 3. And yeah, these were the handcrafted rooms or map layouts that I had. And I had to, for every single one, because of the way that I'm doing it in RPG Maker, it was kind of a nightmare. It was an absolute nightmare, and there's a reason why I wanted to stop doing it. It made it more fun because I could make the layouts a little bit more interesting, but I do feel like the randomization does, I've gotten it pretty dialed in to a good point. Anyway, yeah. Let's see, Inky says, this is a really cool idea. I appreciate that. Thank you. No love for my new unique card. I'm sorry, Mathra, I'm sorry. What are you using? What program for the art? Yes, so like Mathra did say, so I am using RPG Maker MV. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of it. It came out in 2015, so it's not usually used for making games like this. It's usually meant for making like top-down, well, JRPGs. So this is definitely taking it off of its beaten path, but I enjoy doing stuff like this. I like pushing the engine as far as I can possibly take it by using JavaScript, and it's fun. It's a good time. And then for the art, I am using just Photoshop. It's what I know. It's what I'm used to. And I know there's definitely better pixel art programs out there. People tell me all the time that I need to switch the program that I'm using. But I do other things also outside of this that I use Photoshop for. So I'm like, if I'm going to pay for it for those other things, I might as well use it for my pixel art. Well, so so those are the two that I'm using. Lame, those boneheads get represented. Rude. I'm sorry, Mathra. Gotta start somewhere. Exactly. Here's a guaranteed method to have the path always work. Not sure if it makes sense. Oh boy. What do we got here? Devious Oatmeal. Oh boy. All right. 1, first, pick the randoms for each column. 6 columns, 0 to 3. 2 repeated, green, then blue. Green, move right 1. Blue, go up/down to match random of next column. So random, 0 out of 3. Wait. Here's a guaranteed method to have the path always work. So green, so move right 1, and then go up/down to match of the next column. Match random of next column. It doesn't super make sense, but I'd be interesting to try and see what it does. I like it. That's reminded me of Zelda on the NES. That's kind of what I was going for a little bit. Yeah. Let's see. Other David says, "Yo, welcome, Other David. How's it going?" I know you're not Other David. We're gonna have to find out some way to because we got David Van Housen, and then we've got David H76. We're gonna figure out a distinction eventually. Anyway, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Loki says, I was here in the before times. True. Loki was here in the before times. The very, very before times. It was, good times back then. Good times. I've heard of RPG Maker, but not this version. Yeah, usually, so like if I, actually, I guess I could do, let's see, Steam, and then let's go over here, and then we're gonna go to RPG Maker MV, that's the one. So yeah, so usually these, okay, if I could find something. Pull this up one, maybe. Freaking, I literally cannot just click on it and pull it up. All right, thanks, Steam. I appreciate that. What about this one? Nope, that does not do well at all. Anyway, yeah, so RPG Maker is usually like top-down Zelda-like kind of games. So it looks like stuff like this, right? Very, very classic JRPG kind of stuff. And yeah, I like to make it not look like that. So yeah. Anyway, that was a poor representation. I am so sorry. Hey, you do you. I appreciate that. David number. We could do that. Yeah, David 76. David 76. We could go with that. Or David 1, David 2. That could work as well. You know, I kind of missed old school Zelda. Old school Zelda was I do really appreciate. I kind of wish that they would do almost kind of like an Octopath Traveler with Legend of Zelda. Like keeping the pixel art, the more simple aesthetic, but then adding a whole bunch of extras to it. I think it'd be kind of fun. Axel got Discord Nitro? That would be crazy. I should get Discord Nitro. That would be a good time. Anyway, all right, well, let us see if we can get this thing working, shall we? So, if we do end up getting rid of, let's see, I think I can get rid of this. Yeah, that one's good to get rid of. I think I can get rid of this one as well. These were just like backup events as I was making changes. Yeah. Okay, so how? What are you talking about with David 1 and David 2? Well, because David, there is you, and then there's David H76. So, you know, it's only slightly confusing. Only slightly. Ah, yeah, good old Discord. If you weren't here when it was Moonwood Games, are you even a fan? True. If you are not aware of Moonwood Games, I don't even know. Give it a sub and get a free trial of Nitro on the house. Oh, okay, that would make sense. That would make sense, 100%. Let's see, Mather says, all right, time to take off. Have a great stream, Moonman. Thank you so much, Mather. I appreciate it. Hopefully you have an absolutely fantastic evening. And yeah, we will see you on the next one. I hope to see you there. But if not, farewell. All right. Ooh, okay, so if we are going to get rid of the other shapes, so if we're just going to be keeping the straight pipes, the 90 degrees, I do think that maybe getting rid of these four ways might be probably for the best. And then we can still keep the T shapes, but then just kind of like have them be very minimal, kind of a thing. Let's see, Inky says, I'm actually sick and can't sleep, so I'm gonna hang out here for a while. I appreciate that, Inky. I'm sorry that you're sick. That is not good at all, but I do appreciate you being here. Hopefully we can make you forget your troubles and make you feel a little bit better. I hope. Fingers crossed. So setting the blocks, this one we would keep all of that. No. Oh, that's right. This is checking to make sure that it is not the same thing. Okay, so yeah, so let's actually come in here. So we're going to say, I think we want to do random number 4 through 6, because getting rid of the 7 is going to get rid of the four-way piece. So yeah, so it should just be the straight pipes, the 90-degree angles, and the T shapes if we do 4 through 6. which I think is probably going to be for the best. And then, like we were saying before, we're going to add like an inventory, a database of the shapes. That way you can only have X number of T's and X number of 90-degree angles and all that fun stuff. The other thing that I also need to do, I need to make sure that I do this before the end of the, before the puzzle's all done, is we want to make sure that there's never ever a straight pipe in front of the start or the end. Oh no, 7 got eaten. 7 did get eaten. It did get eaten, but it's going to be for the best. Okay, so I think if we come over here, that should be gone. It should be gone now. So let's pull up Nick's Hat of Divine Wisdom. Crap. Forgot to set that. Forgot to turn that event back on. All right, there we go. Now let's come back in here and check and see. Okay, there's now no longer the plus shape, so that's good. That's good. Cool. Okay, so yeah, so that should be all that we need technically to have that vanish and be gone. I still am very confused and concerned though. What if we just say, so we got piece number 1, 2, 3. Okay, so piece number 4. If you are just a 4, is that what was, like, something very bizarre was happening? Yeah, I don't know why that is happening. There's nothing next to it. I know what the problem is. Oh, I know what the problem is. Oh my gosh. I don't know how I'm going to fix that. So basically, if we come in here, I mean, it's just going to be another if statement. It's going to be really frustrating, but it's just going to be another if statement. Yeah, so if we come in here and we say for the horizontal, so this is checking the west and the east block. So basically what this if statement is, if we come over here and check this right here. So the if statements. So we've got the north and the south and the north block. So it's checking the block. So say, for example, if this is the block that we are checking, this one right here. It is basically saying check the south block. So it would check the block to the bottom. It would check the block to the north. And then after that, so then it is like, all right, cool, turn you on or turn you off based off of that. And then it's going to check if it is a horizontal block. Now it needs to check west and east. And then so basically the if statement here is just saying, hey, if anything to the west, so anything to the left of this block is activated and connected, or I think it's just activated. If it is activated, then it goes in here, because then this one's checks to see if it's activated and facing the correct direction. So this needs to check anything that will be facing to the right. So then this statement, this second statement right here, all these numbers right here are going to be checking to see if anything is facing to the left. So come over here. So that would be anything like 46 and 48. We've got 46, 48. Oh yeah. That makes sense. Of course. It's a straight pipe, so of course it can go left and right. So yeah, so 46 and 48. And then we would check to see. So as of right now, I think it's checking to see 47 and 48. 57, 58? No. It's 55, 56. So 55, 56. Okay, so this is correct then. Okay, so it's not what I was originally thinking. It is now the new problem. So basically the way that this is working. And I'll see if I can explain it so that I don't sound crazy. I'm probably still going to sound crazy, but I'm going to try anyway. So here is basically what is happening as of right now. Let me bring this down here, and let's do, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Close enough. Well, that's close enough. That's close enough. Let's actually do 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 10, 11, 12, 13. Whoops, 12. And then we got 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, now let's see if I can get this kind of lined up so that it actually makes sense. Let's increase the spacing here. Nope, we don't want to increase the spacing. Crap. 0. So much for not looking crazy. As I sit here looking very crazy as I'm trying to get this all set up so you can actually see what I'm talking about. Okay. just add a couple spaces here, just to, you know, why not? So this is going to be the actual IDs of the blocks. Just so I can kind of explain what the if statements are actually checking for. Okay, so this is basically how it is checking for things. So let's say, for example, let's pull this up. We're going to go with this guy at, I don't know, 48. Sure. 80. 70. Perfect. Okay. We're going to set this to be overlay. Yeah. All right. So let's say, for example, you are checking this block right here, this blue block. So you are going to be checking, you know, and then let's just say, for example, just for simplicity's sake, let's say this is just a, let me change it real quick. Let's just say, for example, this is a, actually, I could probably just stick with that. This is a vertical or a horizontal pipe. So the way that it's checking things as of right now is if it is a horizontal pipe, it is first checking this guy right here, and then it's checking this guy right here. If this guy is active, but it's facing like this, it would then not turn on this pipe right here. But if it is active and facing this way, it would then turn on this pipe. And then it would just skip over this one because it's like, well, this already has a connection, so who cares? Then, you know, same thing as well, you know, vice versa. If this one's facing this way, it would then come over here and check this one. So if this is also facing this way, this would not be activated, but if it's facing this way, it will be activated. Yeah. So the way that it is doing that, though, is it is basically taking this ID. So it's saying, okay, this is the ID of 7. So to be able to check to the left, it would then say, okay, take this ID minus 1. So it's checking number 6. Same thing. If you want to check to the right, you would say, take this ID, add 1 to it. Now, the way that I am making it so that you can actually check above and below, kind of the exact same thing, just -4 or +4. So it's say, take this ID. If you want to check above it, then you say -4 is now equal to 3. So it's going to check this block right here. If you want to check below it, you would take 7 + 4. It's now it is now equal to 11. So check this block right here, which in theory, on paper, makes sense. The problem is this block right here, which could also be technically this block, this block, this block, this block, and all the side blocks here are all potential problem childs. Because if, say, for example, block number 5 is active, which is fine, that's a good thing, you know, say, for example, this is a right angle pipe and we're going down like that, so that is active, and then if this one is straight like that, that is active there as well. Perfect, awesome, great. Now, the problem is that when it's checking this guy right here, so if this is a vertical line, everything's going to be fine because it is just, there's nothing above here that is equal to anything, and there's nothing here that is equal to anything, so it doesn't activate. But as soon as it now turns to a horizontal pipe, it is checking this guy right here, which this guy isn't activated, so it's not doing anything. Now, you would expect that it would then just check, it would check to see, oh, there's nothing over here. It doesn't do that. I don't have anything in here to say, if you are equal to 4, don't check to the right. Whoop.
Go into the inkwell just redeemed stretch.
We're gonna have to do some stretching. Yeah. So the problem is that it is using the same logic that any one of these other ones would use, and so it is then checking to the right of this block. But it's going off of IDs, not necessarily the position. And so it's saying, hey, check block number 5. If block number 5 is activated, which it is, activate this block. So I think what I basically just need to do is I just need to add an if statement, which is basically just saying when it's going to check either to the left or to the right, all it needs to do is just say, hey, if you're checking to the right, and if you are equal to 4, 8, 12, or 16, don't check to the right. And if you are equal to 1, 5, 9, or 13, don't check to the left. But we can't really do that because then if this thing is activated, oh my God. We'll figure it out. But anyway, let's do some stretching, shall we? Oh, I need some stretching. Here we go. And the other way. And backwards. Oh, this chair definitely does not go as far back as my old chair, though. So that's kind of sucks. Oh well. Beggars can't be choosers. I should probably eat something. I think that's a good plan. Very good plan. Yes. Go get something to eat. Okay, well, let's see if we can figure this out, shall we? Over in here. So technically, if one of these blocks is checking above, it shouldn't be the end of the world. We should probably still add some kind of condition, but it shouldn't be the end of the world. So, let's do this. Let's say, so for checking horizontal, checking west, or checking east. Divizoma says, I use this sort of navigation for my inventory navigation and other grid movement. Yeah, just do some checks. For this, you can also make a 6x4 grid, and the blocks above and below the start/end can't be interacted with and aren't drawn. That was another thing I was kind of thinking about maybe doing was, yeah, just kind of switching up a little bit, because we do have some space for variables. Not a lot, though. Because that's kind of the problem with working off of variables the way that RPG Maker does them, is you have to go sequentially. And so especially if we're using formulas that are basically saying, hey, take the current variable and then add 1 or add 4, it works great if you have all the variables correct. But since we have things like the layout section and the section nodes and the room traps, we kind of don't have a whole lot of room to go off. So I think at this point we just need to put in some if statements and basically just say, hey, if you are on any of these outer blocks, don't check in these specific directions. Which shouldn't be too bad. Shouldn't be too bad. Inky says, so why RPG Maker? I'm curious. That is a great question. So the reason why I picked RPG Maker is because I've been using RPG Maker for about 25 years now. And I don't want this to sound like, I worked at Blizzard for 8 years kind of a thing. It's basically just been the only game engine I've really ever used throughout my entire life. So I got my first copy of RPG Maker back in like 2001. And yeah, it was, I've used it for a very long time. So I know it very well. Now, obviously, like, they've iterated and updated the software as time has gone on. So it's not exactly the same as the initial RPG Maker that I used to use back then. But it is very similar. So, like, kind of not in a bad way similar, but like if I pull this up, right? So RPG Maker 2000. This was the RPG Maker that I started on back in like 2001. And if I pull up a project, let's open up. Oh, I do not have any project. What? New project. Yeah, so basically, if I pull this up and let's say, for example, if I come in here and I create an event. If you look at this page, and then you look back to the event pages here. Very, very similar. So you got the name here. Obviously, they've added notes, but it's like, you've got all the commands up here for like new page, copy page, paste page, delete page, all the same stuff here. You've got all the conditions for the event here, conditions for the event here. You've got the graphics, the triggers, the priorities, all that stuff. All of it is basically the exact same here. Yeah, they've kept it extremely similar. Obviously trying to update it to make it a little bit better as time has gone on. But so much of it, it's got 3 pages of commands. In here, you've got 3 pages of commands, obviously laid out a little bit better. There are more commands in here as well. But like, so anyway, so all of the knowledge that I've had for the past 25 years it's been, has definitely helped in carrying it over. But the reason why I'm using RPG Maker MV specifically is because in RPG Maker MV, they added JavaScript. So you're able to come in and you're able to, do all sorts of fun things, and you're able to, I use JavaScript all the time in RPG Maker because it actually allows me to do crazy things like this right here. If I could not use this right here,
turned Moonman into a PNG.
Thank you, Unknown Artist. I appreciate that. So basically, I would like this right here, this very simple if statement here. Actually, I guess there's 2 if statements in here. This would have been an absolute nightmare of stuff that RPG Maker would normally have to do it. So RPG Maker has been, JavaScript has been an absolute lifesaver in RPG Maker. And so it's basically the reason why is just I'm comfortable with it. I know what it can do, but more importantly, I know what it can't do. And I would almost say that's probably one of the more important things about an engine that you're using, because obviously every single engine is going to have its limitations. Some of them, the limitations are way outside, and you'll probably never ever even hit those limits. Like Unreal Engine, Unity, you're probably not, especially as a solo indie dev, you're probably never going to reach those limitations where you're going to have to go in and do crazy stuff. But other more basic engines, more simple engines, while you still can do a lot of stuff with them, which is absolutely fantastic, they do have limitations you hit a lot quicker. And so knowing what the limitations are so you know how to like work around them is huge. So if you're looking at getting into especially RPG Maker, learning what it can do but also learning what it can't do is going to be a very important thing, so that way like you either don't get too ambitious and then kind of pigeonhole yourself because you're like, oh well crap, I can't actually do that. Or that way you're like, okay, this is what I want to do, this is what the engine can do, how can I kind of twist that and manipulate it to actually be able to do what I would like? So, yeah. I actually think I need to head out. Maybe I'll read y'all sometime. Inky, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Yeah, hopefully have an absolutely fantastic rest of your evening. Underart says, I just remembered that you're live. I am live. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Diva says, also, not sure if you saw, but I made a new unsolvable puzzle and posted it in Tomb of Vercilias
channel. Oh, I imagine that if that was unsolvable, then replacing the pluses with random pieces would still make it unsolvable, though not having any straight pieces at the end/start might still have issues since the start of the new puzzle I made.
It uses a T, but end uses a straight. Yeah, so I think that I am going to end up making it so that you can't ever have a straight piece at the beginning or the end. We'll see if that actually solves it. I think that I looked at the puzzle, but I don't remember what I eventually came to the conclusion of. So I will have to take a look at that. I definitely will have to take a look at that. But I do appreciate that, DV Summit. Thank you. Unrar says, I like the squish you added to it. It makes it very animated. Thank you. Yeah. I actually, so I didn't do this. So I didn't actually end up using the software that you suggested. I ended up using a different one. And it wasn't because I was like, I don't like this one. It's because I forgot what it was called. And so in a very mad dash to be like, I need to set this up, I just Googled PNG Tuber and I discovered PNG Tuber Plus. And yeah, it seems like it does basically all the same things that the other one does. That you had linked. Yeah, this is the one that popped up and I was like, oh, this actually works out very well. So yeah, you can add like little different animations to it to like, add not only like idle animations of just like kind of like moving and like, you can have it like grow and shrink or like move left to right, up and down. You can have it rotate idly. And then you can also have it to where like as you're talking, not only can it like open the mouth and close the mouth, blink the eyes, but it also can add like a little, like squishy wobbly thing. The squishy uppy as we like to refer to it here. So anyway, yeah, that's what I ended up doing. Let's see here. We are here. Welcome, Cameron. Welcome. Hello, I'm here. Welcome, Cool Man Chill. Oh, okay, now I know why you said we are here. Cool Man Chill has a 7 stream streak. Thank you so much for streaking here in the stream. I appreciate that. I'm better. I use that one. I like it because of the layer stuff. It was just too much for my PC. Fair. Yeah, I did notice it is slightly resource intensive. So yeah, no worries at all, especially if your PC is a potato. Yeah. To go with the more lightweight one, definitely the better way to go. Okay, so what do we need to do here? We need... Oh, you figured out Zoe? Did you post it in art? Take a look. Oh, not yet. We're gonna get there, though. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what you ended up doing. All right. Gotta get adjusted. I'm well adjusted, but I gotta get more adjusted. Okay. So, where am I going to add this if statement? Because I needed to say... Because I need it to not... Oh my gosh. Well. Look what we have here. Whoa. Oh, the inversion is not going to work if the camera is off. That's not fun. That's not fun. I will redeem those points. But yeah, I gotta figure out some way to make it so... Wait, where'd it go? Invert Moon Man, there we go. Rejected. Anyway, yeah, I've got to figure out... Oh, Oh. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I figured out the cues. I finally figured out the cues in the software that I was using, so I can actually... So I promise, it wasn't rigged, but you did technically get your points back. So that was kind of just like a free Moonman inversion. Anyway, yes, so I finally figured out the cues, and I finally have it to where if there's like a visual thing happening with the camera, it will actually cue it so that if the camera is not showing, but then something else is, it will actually cue it, and yeah. Same thing with the voice. So now if you redeem Helium Voice and Demon Voice at the same time, it will do the first one first, and then when the first one ends, then it does the second one. So it does do this weird overlapping thing. You know, this weird overlapping thing. So anyway, yeah, good times. Good times. Well, okay. David gets it. David gets it. And that is why you're David number 1. Because you get it. Okay, let's see if we can figure this thing out. I feel like I've mostly just explained what I did, and we haven't actually done anything, so I am so sorry. Okay. Yeah, I feel like if I ever become as large as Pirate Software, people are going to use this stream as the evidence of like, well, he wasn't actually doing work. He was just sitting and chatting and hanging out. Typical Moonman. Typical. This iseth riggeth, you shall removeth the cue. No. The cues are a good thing. Because the cues make it so that you don't accidentally redeem something and then have it get replaced by something else. Unless, of course, you're talking about the PNG tuber effect, and then if you did the curls, and yeah. Anyway, there's still ways to rig it a little bit. All right. So let's see here. We have got to set up the barriers. So here are the barriers. We've got the vertical here. This is just checking to see if there's something above and then, or below and then above. So I think what we can do let's add an if statement here. So we can say if game variables dot value we want game variables.
Let's see. What do we? Oh my gosh, that scared the crap out of me. Okay. So yeah. So we don't necessarily want it. We want to have it be include. That's right. Yeah, that's right. So yeah. So
we want to say if that variable includes. Let's just grab. Actually, no. How do we do this? So dot includes, and then the variable. I need to Google this actually, because I learned about includes just a few months ago, but I'm still trying to figure out exactly how they work. So, JavaScript includes, includes does not include. I don't know how to explain that. So, so basically, we would say if, and then in parentheses, and in square brackets, we want to say, it would be, wait. No, that's, no, because we don't necessarily want it to not be, oh wait, we don't need this anymore. Cancel, close. We don't necessarily need it to be not equal. This is not making any sense. So basically we just need to check and see the IDs of these outer blocks. So everything in these outer blocks. So we need to be checking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. But since we're checking to below, we need to be making sure that it does not include 13, 14, 15, or 16. The way that those are working is it's saying it is checking these variables here. So it's checking 982, 983, 94, 95, 96. So basically it's saying check Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 14, 15, 16. 16, 15. Yeah, 14, 15. 13, 14, 15. 13, 14, 15, 16. Yes. Oh! Hey, there we go. So, yeah, so 13, 14, 15, 16. I know it says puzzle piece 14, 15, 16, 17, which is very confusing, but it is 13, 14, 15, 16. So, if that's the case, Ooh. So I need to check those IDs. Yeah, so IDs 994, 995, 996, 997. So it's not actually the value of the variable. We just need to make sure that it is not that variable. Yeah. So maybe it's not actually here that we want to put in the if. But where would we actually put it? Because the ID, not the value. So we can't use includes, because includes is the value. So then right here is you doing the actual checking. It's variable 981 plus 911. So that'd be 982 is where it starts. 93, 94, 95. Ooh. Ooh, actually, no, there is a variable we could use. There is a variable we could use. We could say, if, and then is it, dot includes? Is that how it works? Yes. Yes. Dot includes. Oh, okay, so you are there. There. And then I need you and you. Okay, there we go. I think I've got that set up correctly. So, basically what we need to say is we need to say if then includes, and then in parentheses, game variables dot value 911. So we want to say if 911 includes, which is basically just saying if it has a value of, so it should have a value of 1 here, 2, 3, 4. So we should just be able to say 13, 14, 15, 16. 13, 14, 15, 16, all comma separated. Pretty sure? I don't know. But I'm pretty sure that's all we should need. And then we would duplicate it here, here, and here. So, let's do this. Let's say, so I think as of right now, I've set it to always generate. Hey, look, it's Mathers Ale Soaked Gauntlets. Yes. So I've set this to, I believe, always have this. So let's just check this. For example, let's just make sure that we're good to go here. So if we take this if statement, so we want to have you come over here. We'll copy that. And this is when we're checking we want to do the east. So this is the east check. No, that is the off check. This is the east check. If, come over here, put that there. So then we would do, so we want to check if you are, wait. No, because this is only doing it if that is the actual value. Crap. No, so that's not what we want. Okay. Let's see what Stack Overflow has to say. Okay, close, get out of here. How can I check that a string does not include the text another string? I don't think that's what I want. Are you saying anything about include? Well, you are saying stuff about include, but I don't think you're doing any of that. Wait. What have I missed? We should have a helium god voice. We could do that. Absolutely. It'd be cool, kind of cool if you made a redeem that makes it so that you look like you're in a Joel Haver video. I don't know if there's a filter for that. I could see. I'm sure there's gotta be. I could check though. Because that would be a lot of fun. But heareth me outeth. I canteth, booteth, voice, things that on at the same time meeth. What? What are you talking about? Cool man, chill. You're gonna need to repeat yourself because I have no idea what you're talking about. Time for AFK for some nachos. No worries, deepest oatmeal. No worries. Hopefully those nachos are absolutely delicious. Cameron says, you want to see her hair? Oh, yes. Is that in the Discord channel? I would love to take a look. Oh. Okay, all right. I would say you figured it out very nicely. Yeah, very well done. Yeah, that is fantastic. I like that. 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up from the Moon Man. Or whatever that's worth. I'm assuming I can't just do that to be does not include. Var include flag equals to state.name.includes and then return includes flag. Let's see. I'm gonna have to Google this a little bit more just to see what the freak is going on here. All right, Google. Let's see if there's anything else from Stack Overflow. So if we do you, nope. All right, Google, come on. What do we got on Stack? JavaScript. See, doesn't include. Variable doesn't include string of numbers. With JavaScript. Have so far. let's see. So yeah, so can we use the not operator? It needs to be the very beginning of the expression. We want that there, I guess. That's what it's looking like in this post. I don't know, like the person's asking like a kind of similar question. I don't know if that would actually work. This should be if it does not include 13, 14, 15, 16 in 911. Then do that. Okay, so that should be that. So then I think what we should be able to do is we need to say check west. Oh crap, this is checking west or east blocks. I can't use this then, because even if this works, even if this whole thing works, it technically won't, because what I need to do is I need to tell it to not include 4, 8, 12, and 16, but only when it's checking to the east. The problem is when it's checking here. Ah, crap. Yeah, because then it's saying if 13, 14, 15, 16. I mean, obviously I would change that. You know, we'd go with this guy. We'd say 4, 8, 12, 16. Four, 8, 12, and 16. So this would basically say, hey, if it's to the east, don't do this. But wait. +4 -4. +4 -4. The horizontal should not be doing +4 -4. The horizontal, east to west, should be doing +1 -1. If it's horizontal, that would be, that's like this, horizontal, so should I be going to 2 to 1 or 2 to 3? Okay. I think that could be why it was potentially causing those issues. Why it wasn't actually working. Maybe. +1 -1. Maybe. Who knows? I could have maybe just broken everything as of right now, so we'll see. Yep. Okay. All right. I believe it is with this guy right here. So with the includes, how the freak is this expression working? So we need to say parenthesis, square bracket, all that stuff, and we do dot. We don't need that guy. Dot includes, and then in there. Okay, I see how it's working now. There we go. I'm learning. Slowly but surely, I am learning. Okay, so now if we do this, and if we rotate you, okay, it doesn't bug out yet, that's good. That's not good. Ah, crap, that's not good. Okay, well, If I get rid of this guy, just get rid of this if statement. Cut that. Oh, look at that, it's working again. Oh, that's not working. Now you can see why I was bashing my head against a wall, trying to be like, how and why? How do I get this to work? efficiently and at all. It just does not, it doesn't play nicely. It does not play nicely. Oh. Oh. What did I do? What did I do? What have I done? Is it because I changed these? Oh my gosh, what have I done? Oh, what have I done? I was just set it all back to how it exactly used to be. Ooh, oh crap. What have I done? What have I changed? Oh crap. What else would I have changed? So I changed that from fours to ones, but I changed those back. There's no longer an if statement there. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. It was all working until I changed this page. I mean, I technically have a backup. We could just revert back to that. I just don't know what else I would have changed that would have done that. Because there was no if statement on these JavaScript snippets before. Huh. What? What? Why? Why are you just working now? I didn't change anything else. Okay, did anybody else see me change it? Okay. So there's a bug. Bug. There's a bug. What is the bug? What is happening? That is a great question. Is it stuck in a loop? Okay, so 5, 6, 4, 4. So it obviously is stuck somewhere. 5, 6, 4, 4. But where is it stuck? And why is it stuck? Because now, all of those are filled in. Everything's good to go there. But now none of that is working. Oh my god. This is gonna be the death of me. Let's see. Cameron says the god demon voice should be a callback to that Emperor's New Groove guy with the angel and devil on his shoulder. Just have like go back and forth between the voices, depending on the direction I look in. Could be a good way to go. Why? 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 All right, you know what I'm doing? You know what I'm doing? I'm coming over here, and I'm grabbing in my USB drive, Tomb of Vercilias. Gonna pull this up. This is the backup we've got. Let's just come in here. I think we can just copy page number 5. And then we come over here, page number 5. Okay, I I just want to see where's the difference. There's got to be the difference somewhere around here. We come down here to the bottom. Come down here to the bottom. You're game developing, I hope? Oh, I am. I very much am. Trying to, anyway. Okay, so horizontal. Okay, all of that has the includes. Includes. Over here, it's just +4, -4, +4, -4. It looks the exact same. Yeah, I have no idea. Well, copy that event page. Delete, paste, and let's freaking hope that works. Okay, that worked. I'm gonna do it like 5 times just to make sure. That worked. That worked. That worked. It still is very buggy because this thing is still doing its thing. We're gonna figure that out. And last time, as long as it doesn't do that thing. Why? Why on the last time? Why on the last time would it then do it? It's gonna be the death of me.
Unknown_artist says, you have lived in a physical form for much too long. I will now use the magic spell to turn you virtual.
That is quite the elaborate magic spell.
Unknown_artist
oh my goodness.
Man into a PNG.
I have escaped the physical realm, and I am now in the digital realm. This is absolutely fantastic. I've always wanted to live like this. So thank you. Thank you, Unknown Artist. I appreciate it. Now, with my newfound knowledge that has been expanded beyond the mortal realm, I can finally figure out what is happening and why things are not working. So, let's make good use of this time of me finally being released from my physical form. Crap. I wasted it. I wasted all of that time. I am now in my physical form again. That's okay. That's okay. We're gonna figure it out. Okay, well. Why and what and how? So it does 5, 6, 4, 4. And then it stops. That's the first 2 rows. U. And then it never makes it to 6. Okay. So that means oh my gosh. Okay. That's why. I figured it out. I figured it out. So, if you remember, we have a condition here where it says, hey, if this piece is the same as the previous piece, do not allow it to go forward, which is what we want. But over here, piece number 3, which is puzzle piece number 4, but piece number 3, so this piece right here is equal to a 4. And then I have told it to manually set piece number 4 to always be a vertical pipe. So that means anytime the piece number 3 is also a 4, which is a 1 in 3 chance, it will just stay in a continuous loop because it thinks it needs to try and get... Oh. Okay, so it wasn't actually... It wasn't... It is a bug. It is a bug. But it technically wasn't anything that wouldn't have been resolved once we were done testing things. Because now, it should be fine. Every single time. It's going to be fine. The reason I did it that way Yeah. Okay, all right, we're good. We're good. So that does mean, though, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to say piece number 4, you're going to always be a 4. And piece number 3, you are never going to be a 4. That way we never run into that bug again while we're doing the testing, and we should be all right. Oh, man. Yeah, that way we can figure out why the freak that thing is activating. Okay, we know why it's activating. How are we going to keep it from not activating? That is the real question. Yeah. I will redo that sprite with a better color palette and more shading. You don't have to do that. I mean, if you want to, you can. You don't have to. Don't feel like you have to. Cameron says, damn it, my Ingress chain is no longer. I'm so sorry, Cameron. I'm so sorry. That's not good. It doesn't sound good anyway. Okay, so we need to figure out how we're going to make this work. Underar says, well, I'm pretty tired and my friend expects me to finish Demon Slayer, so I gotta go. I hope you have a great rest of your stream and have fun being virtual. Underars, I appreciate you being here. Hope you have an absolutely fantastic rest of your evening, and we'll see you on the Thursday stream. And Cameron says, the level 8 player started taking over my portals. I think we need a little bit more context, Cameron. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea. Not a single clue. Okay. Aside from it kind of seeming like 3D chess, how are we going to make it so that when this is checking, it doesn't check the next one in the line? Now that we figured out that bug, because I thought that maybe I'd created that bug while I was doing all this stuff. So, come in here, let's find out. So, let's experiment with the checking to the east. So, this is checking both to the west and the east. And I can't remember why I had to do it that way. I had to do it that way because if I'm checking the west from the east separately, it runs into turning on and then turning off the block. Because if it's checking, so something to the west is on, then it would turn it on. And then I could say, okay, just try and skip over this. But it was doing very weird things. Yeah. Okay, all right. Yeah, we should be good there. So we can't really replace this. So this has to be in the same thing. It has to check the left and the right. Wait a minute. So if we're saying if the current block... No. That won't work either. Dang it! I was going to say, well, if we're saying if the current block is equal to 4, then just, yeah, then we would say, okay, if it includes 4, then just don't do anything. But it has to check. All right, there's got to be an if statement that works here without making one of these just extremely crazy long. So we're checking west and east. So it's checking variable 981 plus 911. For some context, Ingress is a game by Niantic. Oh, like Pokemon. Okay, all right.
Thanks for the follow, C-Sharp Boy.
C-Sharp Boy, thanks for the follow. I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm glad that me struggling with JavaScript has warranted a follow, so I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, yeah, that makes way more sense. Yes, I have heard of Ingress. I've never played it. But that makes way more sense. You're a spy trying to wage war. I've heard that it's really good. I've heard that it's a lot of fun. I have never taken the time to actually play it. So I should probably do that someday. One of these days. C-Sharp Boy says, hi, greetings from Argentina. Well, welcome. Glad you're here. How is your week going so far for you? How's your day also going for you? Hopefully it's going well. Okay, so we can't really do it in this one then. Right? Or do I need to separate these? Ooh. Let's make a backup, just because I want a quickly and easily accessible backup. Okay, so check west or east block. Cameron says, I almost made a whole web of links. And then they freaking got you, huh? But there was a level 8 player who blocked my ability to do such. I'm only level 4. Friggin' level 8 players. Always meddling and ruining things. That's not fun. I am so sorry, Cameron. Hopefully you'll be able to teach him a lesson. One of these days. One of these days. Blah, blah, blah. So this is just horizontal in general. So 42, 44, 46, 48. That is just checking to see if you are horizontal at all. Then, if the current block is not, or is one of those, which is what we need. That's the or statement. We just need to have another... Do we just need to say, in another if statement, to determine... No, that wouldn't. Wait, you get a notification that a couple of the portals were under attack by the same player, but not all is lost. They only attacked 2 of the portals. Oh, so there you go. You can still rebuild, you can still recover. I believe in you. Can you, like, have other people join and help? That'd be kind of cool. Be a good time. Okay. Show. Man, I feel like I'm running out of ideas, because here's the thing. I know that I could, like, deconstruct this and try again, but the problem is that this is me having deconstructed and reconstructed it like a dozen times to finally get it to this working, semi-working spot. So, if I deconstruct it again, I don't know if I'll be able to actually get, because yeah, lots of trial and error. So at this point, it's literally just, the problem is that I'm checking both directions at the same time. So if I have another nested branch, another nested statement, condition. Let's see, Matt Bird's Quest, welcome. Glad you're here. How's life going for you? Hopefully your week is going well. Good. Glad to hear it. Yeah, awesome. There's a whole comm system, yes. There you go. Cameron, it sounds like you just need to recruit a few people for you to then be able to go take out that level 8 guy and get your whole web back. I think so. Let's see, Matt says, I started a new streaming format this week, and it seems to be working well for me. That's awesome. That is absolutely fantastic. What did you end up changing? What you got going on now? Do you play MUDs on stream? That is a great question. I don't know anyone who plays in Monterey, sadly. Oh, gotcha. Well, that does kind of put a little bit of a hit on, doesn't it? Well, I don't know. You could just grind and level up a lot. And then you could take out the level 8 player. That's the way to go. Jesse says, hello. Welcome, Jesse. Glad you're here. How is your week going so far? How's life? So, I am at such a freaking loss here. This is like, yeah. My brain is just like out of ideas on what to do here. The squid has too many hit points. What happens if we kill all the monsters? A new one will spawn. Now this is the mini boss of this stage. So that's why he's got quite a bit more health. Is yeah, the mini boss. Yeah, just has so it's the boss of the current biome that we're in. So when he dies, then you'll be able to access the gold shop. So you'll be able to purchase like idol rewards and things like that. And then we'll also go to a new biome once he dies. So yeah, so here's the thing. I set the HP and stuff like that based off of assuming there would be like, I kind of future-proofed it. I was like, all right, I would say in probably the next 6 months, I'll probably like be able to double or triple the amount of people that are watching. And so I set the HP accordingly. And that has not happened. That has not happened. So it is a little steep for the amount of people that, one, are watching, but then also, two, that actually participate. Yeah. I should probably change that. Probably adjust that just a little bit. Oh no, they took another one of your portals. Cameron, I'm so sorry. All right, Matt says, so I suck at being productive and dealing with chat. Fair. Either ignore chat or get derailed from doing what I aimed to, which I think is unfair to the people who want to see my work process. So I'm now pre-recording 25-minute bursts of pure focus, to the best of my addled mind can handle. Then I play as a VJ/MC, introducing the clips live in the 5-minute breaks between segments. But I exist in the chat and the whole time, and they can address people when they want to talk or have questions. But it doesn't derail the stream. That is really cool. I'm gonna have to go check out your streams, because I'm like trying to think of like how that would work. I do like that though. That is really cool. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to jump back in and take a look, because yeah, that sounds super cool. I'm actually surprised you know what I meant. Multi-user dungeons like Zork? Yeah. Good old Zork. Jesse says, today was a bit hectic, but overall life is good. I think I'm getting my mojo back. Hey, that's good to hear. Also, you can't pet the monsters. That's true. I still need to add that too. There's so much that I need to add / change there. The O emote reminded me of Muda. Actually, the game I'm working on, it has some mud blood in it. But it's visual. When is Dare coming back? The Dare will probably come back when the demo is out. That way people don't have to go through the process of daring me to do something and then me having to be like, sorry, I can't do that, because we've got to focus on the demo. Yeah. So when that happens, then I'll probably come back. I'm aiming to have it like a TV channel with half-hour episodes. That is really cool. I don't think I've ever heard of anyone else doing it like that. So that is super cool. I like that. So alternate between art, code, music, and writing and whatnot. Yeah, that is super awesome. I think you like the mud. I frequently played. I think Cameron, you've talked about that one on the stream, but I don't remember what it was called. Ooh. Okay, let's see. How are we going to implement this if statement? Oh my gosh! We got the good old 07. That is beautiful. I need to get something like that in here. Funny, the first time I saw them was on Twitch. Oh! Well, apparently I do not frequent Twitch enough. Procedural Realms. 07 and... I don't know what that one is. A tip of the hat? I'm assuming, anyway. It took me so long to figure out what 07 meant. Like, I had no idea. And then people would, like, say it in chat, and I'd be like, yeah, 07. I didn't know that it meant salute. Even though I start with a salute every single stream, so, you know. Honestly, I mistook it for being more military, like Nazis were engaging my chat. I mean, I could maybe see that. I could maybe see that. You're like, hold up now. Hold up. Hold up. Good times. Good times. Okay. Yeah, so the if statement. How the freak are we going to do this? So for anyone that is new, really quick rundown on the issue that we're running into is basically the way... So we're making a flow puzzle, and it runs through this part 16 times, one for every single space here. So it starts at space 1, space 2, space 3, space 4. And basically the way that it's working is it is checking to see what kind of shape it is. So is it a bar? And then if it is a bar, is it horizontal or is it vertical? Is it a right angle or is it a T shape? And then basically the way that it's working is, so if it's, say, for example, this one right here, it needs to check, below, above, to the right, and to the left to see if there's any connection with it that also is active, which is great. Absolutely fantastic. So the way I do it is when it's searching below. So this would be the IDs of each of the blocks. You'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so on and so forth. So to be able to check, say, for example, if we were checking block number 6, to be able to check below, we would say, okay, so take this value plus 4, so it's checking 10. Then take this value minus 1, so it's checking 5. Take this value minus 4, so it's checking 2. Take this value plus 1, so it's checking 7. Which works great. Absolutely fantastic. Until you're, say, for example, checking this block right here, number 4. If you check below, it's fine. If you check to the left, it's fine. If you check above, there's nothing there, so it's fine. But if you're then saying, hey, number 4, check number to the right, which would be then number 5, it's then checking this guy right here. And so then we run to the issue of if that one is active. Let me just pull that up really quick. If this block is active, it is now making that one active. I don't know why that's suddenly doing that. That is a bit of a bug. Yeah, I don't know why that's happening. Very bizarre stuff. Yeah, so that's kind of the bug we're running into, and I'm trying to figure out how we're gonna fix that. Yeah. Not a clue. It's a wave. Oh, it's a wave. Okay, that makes sense. Actually, my other rationalization at the time was really funny. Of the 07, I read it as Osu, like saying cool in a really slang way. Oh, that's not too bad then. I made more sense. I returned with nachos. Welcome back to Eva's Oatmeal. Welcome back with the nachos. I wish that I had some nachos. That sounds really good. I do not know. Not a freaking clue. I also don't know why that was having weird graphical issues again, because nothing should have changed there. Has something changed there? Did I change something? What did I change? What? What do you mean you can't set property of name undefined? That's a new one. What? This was a backup of working code, and then I put the backup of the code into here. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I need to calm down. Okay, we're good. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, RPG Maker does not work like a text editor. You cannot select everything and then paste over it and have it actually replace it. It just puts it below. That would do it. Okay, I don't know what I changed to make it buggy, but now it's working again. So anyway, yeah, so that's kind of the problem, the issue that we're running into, which is, yeah, it's checking the incorrect stuff. Oh my gosh. Okay, so it is a problem here. But why? It's like it's showing, yeah, it's showing for a split second, and then it's getting overwritten by something. This is an absolute nightmare. And what was wrong with just do a check if 4, 8, 12, or 16 don't check? Right. So the issue we ran into there is the way that I have this set up, and the reason why I want to preface this with this is because this is probably my 10th or 12th-ish iteration of this process to like get it to work dynamically and actually correctly. As you can see, it is still not quite working. So basically, the way that I have it working, though, is this conditional branch right here, this if statement, is basically working as an OR. Ooh.
Cameron Reap wants Moonman to do 10 bicep curls.
I suppose I can do that. So basically, the way that it's working is this section right here is checking to the left, and then it's then saying, or this section is then checking to the right. So if I have something within this if-else statement, it is not only affecting the 4, 8, 12, and 16, but it would also be affecting the 1, 5, 9, and 13. So, yeah. I'm going to start Curiosity, the glowing cat, as Rumi. That is a lot of words I don't quite know. But that sounds like a good time. That sounds like a blast. All right, everybody. Let's do some bicep curls at the request of Cameron. Let's go. Headphone cords are going to be the death of me one of these days. All right, let's crank the jams and let's do some bicep curls. Here we go. Let's get out of the headspace. Hoo-it. Come on. Even. All right, count them with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Cameron Reap turned
8,
Moonman into a
9,
PNG.
10. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for freeing me of this mortal realm and turning me into a PNG tuber. Much appreciated. Okay. Well. I feel so bad just spinning my wheels this whole stream. We just keep running into bug after bug. The lag. What? There's lag? I'm so sorry. You might want to refresh the stream. Because the stream, I have noticed, does get out of sync pretty quickly. Which sucks. So the issue is... The issue seems to be when this is in the... just a vertical line. Or just like a... yeah, just a line in general. Because then if it's not... Did I make it so it's always a line? No. Then when it's not, everything's fine. That is all working correctly. Aside from that. That's where it's like so frustrating, because like it's so close. And then there's just like just the tiniest little things that I'm like, oh, why? Like this. Like this one's working just fine. Everything's great. So if it's just when it is a 2-point line, then this one's just fine. Except for that. Oh, that would make sense. That would make sense.
Okay, well, now that we've got our helium voice, we can really focus and get this thing working. So yeah, so it seems to be just with this 2-point line. The straight line is the issue.
So would that be here? Figure out starting space. I think it would be here, though. And it would be the issue with this guy. So we're doing show picture 102 plus 911.name Trap puzzle 5 dash. 981 plus 911. Turn that off, set that to 1. Turn all that off. It's not because of this stuff, is it? I don't think so. It shouldn't be. But I also don't understand why it's +4 or +1. Okay, now that one's all sorts of jacked up. Everything else is fine. They all rotate just fine. Never mind. When they're active, they don't. Ooh. My roommate gave me candy. Ooh! I'm jealous. I want some candy. Can I have some of it? Can I have some? But not enough Jelly Bellies. Ugh! There's never enough Jelly Bellies. Especially the pear ones. Those are definitely my favorite. Okay. Pro tip, get me jelly beans. Give me the candy. I think there's poison in it. Oh, that's true. You better let Devious Oatmeal check for the candy. Make sure it's alright. Make sure there's nothing that's gonna hurt you, you know? So, when I set that to +1, it just breaks most everything. When I set it to 1, everything here is fine. For the most part. Until it becomes just a vertical bar. Then it's got problems again. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. This was supposed to be a quick, simple puzzle for me to finish up the exit, and then we're gonna move on. I have no idea. I don't know why it is so buggy and so bad. Oh. Okay, hold up. Let me check. So, this is the backup of Tomb of Vercilias. This is what I had before we started the stream. So let me just check and see. Okay, so obviously we still have the plus there. Let's just get it to be a plus again. Come on, RNG. Work with me. Okay. Here we go. Just give me a straight pipe. Oh my gosh. RNG. Work with me here. No. Straight pipe. I mean, if we eventually are going to make it so that it never puts a straight pipe in the very beginning, then this is going to be just fine. Well, I just want to make sure that it was actually working before this. Oh my gosh. Okay, I give up. Did I put something in there to keep it from ever becoming a straight pipe? Is that what the problem was? So it sets the piece. Rotate 090. Figure out starting space. Cameron says, hello. I'm now in a different client. Fair. Okay. you should technically be showing as one of these. What if I just set you to 4? That's right. You can be 4 through 7. You're always going to be 4, though. Just to make sure I'm not crazy. Shouldn't be. I would hope not. I hope you're not crazy. What? I set puzzle piece... Oh, not 2. Not 2. Not 2. Whoa. That was close. No, no, no. Rightfully so. Cake? Okay, yeah, so this has just always been broken. Cool. Good to know. That is just great to know. I'm glad that this has always been broken and I didn't know. Okay, well, couple things. We could just say what can we say? That's just setting the pieces. This is randomizing the rotation of the pieces. The only thing that is, like, solid, the 4-6, 4-6, 5-6. I don't know why you'd be like that. Piece 3? 3? I don't know. 4-4, 4-6, 4-6, 4-6, 4-6. Okay. There shouldn't be anything... Yeah, there shouldn't be anything keeping it from ever being the same. So if... So piece 4... Piece 5. This is saying if piece 6 is not equal to piece 2. Piece 6 is not equal to piece 2. And then we're not even checking to see... Okay, that's good to know. Ugh. Do. Why? Oh, diagnosing stuff like this in RPG Maker is such a pain. It seems like it's something to do with this guy right here. Okay, let's actually check the variable. Let's see what the variable is doing. Okay. Let's come in here. We're going to go to variable. So you would be piece 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So piece 6 is currently equal to 42. If we rotate that, 43, 44. Okay. But why would it flash? $42, $42, $42, still $42. Mm-hmm. This is showing image layer 102 plus 911 dot underscore name equals trap puzzle 5 and then plus 981 plus 911. Okay. Yeah. Horizontal. Check west or east block. South or north? DV Zoma says, when you rotate it, does it do a check on the piece you clicked before going from 1 to 16? So basically the flow that happens here. So when you select a block, so this right here is the logic for it selecting a block. So basically, if you click on the block number 1, so this is this right here. So this is basically saying if you click in these coordinates, and then when you release, set variable to equal 1. You clicked on block 1, and then it turns on this page right here. And then this is basically checking the rotations of the blocks that you currently have clicked. So if you are in the, so I know this is like very strange, but basically the way this is working is we go to, that is not the right one. We want to go to Tomb of Vercilias, images, pictures. Yeah, so basically the way that the blocks work, like rotation wise, is you've got so you got trap puzzle underscore 5 dash, and then all the identifying numbers are 41, 42, 43, 44. So that is all the inactive rotations. And you've got 45, 46, 47, 48, which is the then active rotation. And then you've got 51, 52, 53, 54, which is the inactive, 55, 56, 57, 58. So basically, if it is in the 40s, that means it's a pipe. If it's in the 50s, that means it's a right angle. 60s means it is a T, and then 70s means it is a plus. And then so anything in the 1s to 4s, whether it is 40s, 50s, 60s, or 70s, 1 to 4s are inactive, the 4 rotation angles, and then 5s to 8s are the active rotation angles. So then in here, this is then checking to see if you are in the 40s. So say, for example, if you are a, trap puzzle 5-42, this would then say, hey, if you are greater than 40 or less than 50, means you're in the 40s. So then at that point, you would then say, if this block is equal to 44, so 44 would be the last of the rotation angle. That means it is currently at 270 degrees rotation. And so then when you go to click again, instead of adding 1 to the rotation, it's then subtracting 3. So it goes from 270 and then rotates back to 0. So then it can go 90, 180, 270, rotate back to 0. So instead of like continuously going around, because then it would just keep adding and adding and adding. So we go 0, 90, 180, 270, and then it swings back around. And it just kind of does that. And so that's what all of these are then doing. And then at the end of this, it then, Okay, yeah, so then this will show the actual rotated. So this is actually rotating the image. So this rotates it at 20 degrees per frame or something like that. And then once it reaches a specific angle, it stops rotating, and then it just shows the new image. Based off of what the player has selected. Yes. And then it moves on to this screen, which is basically just figuring out the starting space. So this is if the starting space, so if this spot right here, so if this guy is in position 0, which it would be this top left corner, then it does all of this stuff. So just checks to see if the, this might actually be the spot here. This is basically just saying if, let's see, game variables 982. 982 is puzzle piece 2, which puzzle piece 2 is this guy right here. A little weird, a little confusing, because this is technically puzzle piece 1, and this is puzzle piece 2. Yeah, so it's checking puzzle piece 2. So yeah, so that would make sense, yeah. So if this starting point is up here, that means it is then saying, all right, check this piece right here. So then it's saying if this is equal to 42, 44, 51, 52, 61, 62, 63, 71, 72, 73, 74. The reason why it's checking all of those, so 42 and 44. So 42 is this guy, and 44 is this guy. Okay. So if it's equal to any angle, and it's off, where it could be turned on. Yeah, so 42, 44, 51, 52. So then 51, 52. And then 61, 62, 63. 61, 62, 63. Okay, so as long as it's equal to any of those, then we say, turn it on. Then we just say 982, set it to 982 plus 4. So if it's equal to, 542, we would say plus 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, which then sets it to 5-46, which is the same rotation, then active. And then if it's not equal to one of those, then it turns it off. Okay. And then it updates the image. Okay. Yeah, so 982, 986. So this is the one, though, that we're going to focus on just to see. Yeah, so 42, 44, 51, 52, 61, 62, 63, 71, 72, 73, 74. So if you include any of those, turns out that wasn't a mistake. I'm glad it wasn't a mistake. Okay. So in block 2-1, turn on. We're going to say 986. 986. Set it to 986 plus 4. Not. So if you're not one of those that can be connected, then we're going to say if 986 is equal to 45, 47, 57, 45, 47, 57. Okay, so this is just checking to see if any of these are turned on, but then angled away, then turn it off. 45, 47, 45, 47. 57, 58, 68. 57, 58, and then 68. And everything else shouldn't matter. Then right here, let's just do this. I'm going to add like a 60 frame wait. I just want to see if it actually waits here. Okay, so it's not on this page then. When I wait, nothing happens. And then it's when I come over here that it's actually doing the thing. Okay, so that narrows it down. It is on this page. Something here is changing its value. Yeah, because if I come in here and I add like 120 frame wait, that's 2 seconds. It's on, and then it turns off. We flip it, then we flip it again. Gotta wait. And then we flip it again. Turns on. So, come over here, the variable puzzle piece. Let's see. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're currently equal to 46. 46 would be the bar that is on. So 46. So we wait. It turns off, and now it's 42. Okay. So one of these. So we've got a couple different ones. So this is reducing the value by 4. That's reducing the value by 4. Huh. This is because it goes from 1 through 16, and 4 checks 5, lights up because it matches, then 5 checks, but can't check 4, so then it flashes off because it has no matches. a very good possibility. So the big reason why I put nested these conditions is because I was running into this where it was like one check would turn it on and then the next check would be false and so it would turn it off. And it was kind of just like flipping back and forth because of that. And so that's why I put that condition in there. So something in here, and my guess is, because we need both of these. Yeah. So what if we take that, and then right here, we add the weight. Maybe. So that would at least tell us that it's in that section there. Oh. Okay. Yeah, that's So it eventually finally got to number 4. Okay. So where in here is it doing this? Yes, that would make sense. It's when it's horizontal. Check west or east block. Of 981. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold up. So if it includes that, so game variables 981 minus. No, that should not be minus this variable 911. It should be 911 plus 900 or 981 plus 911 and then plus 1. Oh my gosh, that might have been it. If that was it, because that was the if statement doing that. Okay, so it's still... Okay, so now it's not working at all. No, that's still... Okay, alright. So it wasn't that. That was definitely a weird thing, though. It should not have been minus 911 plus 1. Check west or east. What if you turn them all off first, then remove the part that turns it off, and only have the part that lights it? So... trying to separate all this stuff, kind of a nightmare, because it's all... Yeah, so basically this section here is looping through 16 times, because this is all affecting each block individually, which is why it's been such a pain, is because this is dynamically checking each one of these boxes based on, well, all of these parameters. And so it's not really possible to have it skip past things and not do a... I mean, I could. Like, I could say, hey, have this start at... have it start at 4. And then here... No, start at 3. It starts at 0. So yeah, so 3. And then we start at 4. And then we would say, if you are greater than or equal to 4, break the loop. So this one should only do that starting block. This block right here. Crap. I forgot about that. All right, never mind. Yeah, you can't really break this part. It does not break apart well. Yeah. Yeah, so it still flashes. It flashes. So it's something in here. This area right here. This is everything checking left and right. So let's just break it down. So 42, 44, 46, 48. 42, 44, 46, 48. So it is only checking these horizontal bars. And it's checking to see whether you are disabled or enabled. Are you a 0 or are you a 1? Okay. And if you are, then we come in here. And then we want to say, okay, so does the block, the plus... Alright, never mind. Never mind. I was doing that correctly. You do need to do -1. Because this is checking to the west. So this is checking this block. So 981 minus 911. Then what's this +1? So 911. This will be variable starting at 981. So 981 is this guy right here. And then we're saying minus 911. And then +1. I don't know if that necessarily makes sense to have. We're gonna get rid of it. And do we do the same thing over here? +1. I'm gonna try getting rid of those. so much trial and error, so much guessing and hoping for the best. Okay, alright, cool. I do not remember why I have those, but apparently they're necessary. So 981 minus 911 plus 1. Why? Wait, no, I think I had you in here. We're saying... Oh, because that is... So 911 is where you're currently at. So you're saying 981 minus, let's say, 4. And then plus 1. No. So we'd want to say plus 911 minus 1. And then you would be plus 911 plus 1. You're going to the east. I think. Okay, still having that same issue. That's cool, that's cool. Oh boy, oh boy. Good freaking heavens. And that's in its own else statement from here. $46, $48, $57, $46, $48. This is just checking to see, and $57, $58. No. Yeah. $46, $48, $57, $58. 46, 48, 57, 58. That's checking to the west. 46, 48, 55, 56. $57, 58. Okay. Oh my gosh. I think I just realized why this is happening. And it's literally the exact same bug we've been dealing with all night. And it's because this is currently checking. This is not checking this. This is checking this. And so I flip it, and on page number 4, it figures, well, as you can see right here in the comment, figure out starting space. And so it figures out, okay, I'm here, so if the starting space is here and I'm here, that means you can turn on. Good. But then, when it comes through here again, it then is saying, okay, you check space number 4. Oh, 4 is not activated? Okay, don't do anything then. Okay. So that's actually not a bug then. So that should all be fine. So we just need to get this to be working. Okay. So let's just copy this then, because I've done some changes on here and we don't need to have those changes. So delete that, paste that. We should be back to where we were, technically working. So the only thing we need to figure out then is the bug, not necessarily the bug, but like how we get it so that these spaces don't check each other. You know? Okay, so let's just ignore the rest of that. It should work once we get this bug figured out. Okay, so how do we do this? Vertically. So what we could do is we could say because this is the if statement right here, this top one. This checks to the left and then to the right. So what if we just say what if we say every other block? I didn't want to have to do every block. But we could say additional branch. We just say if dot includes game. Am I doing that right? And then that's in its own in parentheses. Okay. Yes, so includes game dot game variables dot value. Gosh, if I can freaking type. Okay, so then the variable is going to be 981 plus 911. So this is 981 plus, and then in parentheses, game variables dot value 911. We want to say if the current block No. We just want to say if 911 is if 911 is equal to or includes, essentially is what it's saying. If it's equal to and or include. No. No. Every time I'm like, oh, this is going to start working. And then I'm like, wait, no, I can't do it that way. Because this has to be in the same statement. Wait, I was going to put it in here. Where is my mind going with script? Of 911. So 911 is going to be equal to these numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth. So I can basically say, don't check these. $981 plus 911. That's just turning it off and on. My gosh. I feel like I've put so much time into it that I'm like, I know it's gotta be possible. And I don't want to scrap it. But I'm also like, is it actually going to be possible to do? Because if this is within the same statement, this is the same if statement. That way, that means it's checking everything to the left and everything to the right. And so I can't say, hey, if you're equal to 4, or can I? Because the other statements are checking here plus 1 and or minus 1. In this statement right here, it's 981 minus 911 plus 1. So I would basically say, hey, is this to this direction equal? But then this one would be saying, is it this direction? So if we say, if you are equal to 4, 8, 12, or 16. 4, 8, 12, 16. So I know this was like the original idea that we were going to kind of go with. And then I was like, well, no, if we do this, because it's checking both, it wouldn't work. But maybe it will? 4, 8, 12, 16 includes on 911. So if you're equal to any of those, we still need it to do its thing. Horizontal. We're 648, 57, 58, 65, 67, 68, 75, 76, 77, 78. So if the block to the left includes any of those, or if the block to the right includes any of those, that means that there is a connection. Oh my gosh. This should not be this difficult. It should not. And it's probably just because I've built it so poorly. If this method you're trying doesn't work, you can try a fill algorithm. No, like this. Step 1, step 2, step 3. I probably could. Yeah. let's see. So you'd have the starting point, and you have the initial one. So I think the only thing here would just be... yeah. Because the only problem with this is that, say, for example, if there was then, like, you know, say, if we had this guy here, this guy here, this guy here, and then let's say, for example, you know, it goes this way, and then there's, you know, a right angle one or a left angled one that goes here, and then one here, it would then have to kind of fill that in as well. So even though there's no connection here, it would then have to, like, fill in and go that way. And, like, maybe that would still work? Because, yeah, that's the problem of having it go just, like, left to right is... Or, like, from the starting point and just kind of, like, growing out, is that it may potentially have to, like, eventually double back on itself. If, you know, like, say, for example, like, if it kind of came down this way and then came up here and, like, went there. But then if there was one that came here and then over and then back again... It follows the bends of the pipes in this fill example. True. And maybe I'm misunderstanding. I could give it a shot. I could see what I might be able to get going there. Yeah, some kind of... I do think I may have to figure out what we're going to be doing with this whole fill thing. Some Randev says, not the diagrams! This puzzle will be struggling. It really do be struggling. It is rough. On the bright side, though, I'm not sure how long you've been here, though, but we have it filled now, and we're able to rotate all the blocks, so that's a plus. And for some of them, they work correctly. Others, not so much. So as of right now, this is kind of the bug we're having right now, is when we click on this, it fills and then instantly unfills. Because of a bug, of a bad issue. Jesse says, I'm off to bed. Good night, Moonman and Space Crew. Jesse, I appreciate you being here. Hopefully you have an absolutely fantastic evening, and we'll hopefully see you on the Thursday stream. So yeah, it's coming along, though. It's coming along. We're making progress. I have literally been spinning my wheels the entire stream, and it's not good. It's not good. Yeah. Yeah, because, like, say, for example, in this right here, you know, I'd have to start here, and it would go here, and then here. And maybe I'm, like, overcomplicating it in my head, but I'm, like, having to think about all of the different... It's like, okay, like, yeah, sure, it goes this way and this way, but then it's like, when would I then decide, like, okay, now it needs to go this way, because what if it needs to go this way, or this way? I don't know. I think I'm probably just overcomplicating in my head, and that's what's making it struggle. Is what I would assume, anyway. Ugh. But anyway, when it's not being a you know, horrible straight pipe, it can kind of somewhat work. It's like if I were to, you know, rotate this, it turns off, and rotate it again, and it all turns on, and everything's good to go and fine. Then if I were to rotate that like that, it would turn on, and it stays on when it's all those, but it turns off because that's off, and yeah. It's great. It's going great. Yeah, it's just the struggle with the straight pipes for some reason in this starting position. So, why is it maintaining the fill on anything else but... Oh, it's because nothing else has this going on. That's why. That would be why. I was like, why is it replacing it? It's because the bar, the straight pipe, is the only thing that I currently have in this space here. Or actually then flowing. Because if we were just coming in here and we were just saying, hey, you know, turn off these, instead of turning on D, we just say, hey, turn everything off here. I think technically the straight pipe would work. In this beginning zone, That's only because it's not then filling up all the other things. If we were to change this to be 4, 4, then it's fine. Okay. So yeah, so on the horizontal, this is the problem we're having. So it checks to see if variable 981 plus 911 includes the value of a string of 42, 44, 46, or 48. And if it does, that means it is a horizontal bar. So then in here, we have an OR statement. So we're saying if variable 981 minus variable 911 plus 1, if it is equal to 46, 48, 57, 58, 65, 67, 68, 75, 76, 77, 78. If it is equal to any of those, that means that it is, that it has a connection to the next one. Or if it's equal to any of those, then it has a connection to the right. Yeah, so the first one's a connection to the left. The other one is a connection to the right. So this is what I'm trying to add. I don't know if that's actually going to do anything. So then in here, so this is checking west or east block. Yes, so this one right here is checking west or east block. So then, once it is checked to see if either of those things are a yes, essentially. So maybe what I need to do is just see if I can somehow break this apart. I think that's what I need to do. So what if we come in here and we get rid of the OR? Yeah, cut that, get rid of the OR. This is going to be just check west. So there's this thing on the west. And then if the current block... So if the block to the left is equal to 46 or 48, that's 46 or 48. And then we've got 51, 52, 50... 51, 52. Wait, 46, 48, 57, 58, so 57, 58. And then 65, 67, 65, 67, and 68, and then all the rest of those. So this is if the block on the left has a connection to the block on the right, the current block. Okay? And if it does, then we want to say if current again, I'm like, wait, 98. That does not make any sense. So it'd be 98 minus... No, 981 plus 911 minus 1 to go to the left. So that would be, if you're on block 7, you want to check 1 less than what that currently is. So 981 is that variable, plus 911, which is whatever one of these would be. So you'd say 981 plus 7, so now you're 988 minus 1 would be here. Yes. Okay. This is checking to the west, so the block on the left. And then we want to say we need to check. 42, 44. So if it is turned, if current block, yes, if current block is turned off, so that is 42, 44. So this should be any connection to the right. So then 51, 52, that would be 51, 52 connections to the right. And then 61, 62, 63, which is 61, 62, 63, all connections to the right. Or 71, 72, 73, okay. So long as if any of those are off, then turn it on. Now all that plus 4. Okay. And then I think at that point we would then want to say, let's just do something like jump to label turned on. Sure. And then down here, let's do a label turned on. Then this guy right here. Would this be an if statement? So it'd be an if or an else? I think so. That already has an else. Crap. Oh, because that's saying if they're... Okay, all right. Yeah, so let's copy that, paste that. Then, this is then going to say, so 46, 48. Yeah, so 46, 48. And then 57, 58. 57, and 58. Those are going that way, so then we want 50... So that's all to the right. We want to be going to the left now. We want 55, 56. And then, let's see, 65, 67. 65, 67. No, 65, 66. 65, 67, 68. That's right, because that's everything going to the right. Then we want anything that has a connection to the left side. We want 65, 66, 67. 65, 66, 67, 75, 76, 77, 78. Includes game variables.value plus 911 plus 1. So we're going from the current block to 1 over. Yeah. This is going to be check east. Then 42, 44. 42, 44. And then 51, 52. 51, 52. So this is stuff to the left. So now we want stuff to the right. So 53, 54. And then 61. 62. So we want only things connecting to the right. So 61, 63, 64. 61, 63, 64. 71, 72, 73, 74. Includes in game variables 981 plus 911. Okay. Say 981 plus 911. Set it to 981 plus 911 plus 4. Turn on, turned on. If not, then we want to say, so 46, 48, 55, 56, 57, 58. 55, 56, 57, 58. Is that how this other one is, too? 55, 56, 57, 58. 65, 66, 67, 68. 75, 76, 77, 78. Okay, alright. And just turn it down. Okay. Let's see if that works. Still the exact same thing. Oh my gosh. I don't know how. I don't know how, but spinning your wheels is exhausting. Holy crap. Like, jeez. I think it's because if you're actually making progress, there's something like very invigorating about it, and you're just like, yeah, like I'm doing stuff. I'm making progress. And then as soon as you're just like, you keep hitting your head against a brick wall again and again and again and again, you're just like, good. That's how I'm feeling. How I'm feeling right now. Just good. Show. What if okay, all right. That works when we're doing it like this. Yeah. This is not vertical. This is horizontal. Right? Would this not be horizontal? So when it's horizontal, that's when it's actually doing its... And then... Or is it because that's the starting piece? And the starting piece has other things to it. So maybe if we come over here, maybe that is actually, and it's going to be broken. Maybe. Okay, well that was a horrible example. Why? Oh my gosh. I know it's only a 1 of 3 chance, but like still. Oh, okay. All right. All right. Screw you, RNG. Piece 5. No more. You can no longer be a 4. Okay. Now let's get the top one to be a horizontal bar. Okay, that's awkward. That is the vertical. Then that would be horizontal. And horizontal's not actually doing anything because I don't have a thing to horizontal it. Okay. Devious Omi says, so with this code, what happens if a one piece would light up a piece that was already checked? Like this, spun green, and both yellows are supposed to get lit. Let's see here. Well, so the current code I have does not affect any of the other shapes as of right now. The only code that I have is only affecting the vertical lines, which is why it's kind of not great, because it's like I literally have only made this one piece. And it was for both vertical and horizontal, but then the bug we were running into was it was replacing the starting piece. So anyway, yes, that's kind of like the problem is that it's like this is supposed to be like kind of like the groundwork because the vertical, like the pipe, the bar is supposed to be kind of like the most simple one to make, because it's either vertical or it's horizontal, and so then you need to check either up and down or left and right. I know that technically, you know, the 90-degree angle one is kind of also the same too. You're either checking down left or left up or up right, kind of a thing. And so the thing that I'm running into the biggest problem is like, why would it? Yeah. So anyway, so the answer to the question, what would the code currently do? Nothing, because I don't have anything for those shapes. In theory, the way that I thought that I was setting up the code is, so this would be active, 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 and then when this then got activated by this one here, it would then, you know, go through and activate this. So basically the way that it was working is it's starting basically in this top left corner, and then it runs through every single one. Yeah, it should. I thought I had it set up to go through every single one multiple times. But now that I'm thinking about it, it only loops through this 16 times. Loop through 16 times, once for each space. Okay, yeah. I think that still would have been fine. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So that's kind of the frustrating part, is that it's like, even after all this time, I still wasn't even to the point where I'm making the different shaped blocks do a thing. So, yeah. Nick says, hello, Jesse, is Pace here? Well, I believe Jesse did leave some on his way out, so there should be plenty of paste over there for you. Also, Nick, how you doing? Hopefully things are going well for you. Also, I appreciate the hearts. Thank you for that. So wait, so this one... Oh crap, wait. That one was renamed to horizontal. You're vertical. And horizontal doesn't do anything. Okay, yeah. So this is then vertical. So I did have it right. So this is the vertical condition. Right there. Nick says, yay, good. Getting to school, but bus got stuck. Ooh, that's not good. How did it get stuck? Snow? Or something else? That's not good, though. That is not good at all. Like, there's a part of me that's like, do I just go back to the drawing board and just start fresh on this ending one? Because this ending one is the one that is the biggest issue. Everything else up to this point, the randomization, the selecting of the blocks, the rotationing of the blocks, and then the actual, like, figuring out the starting space of the blocks, all of that is correct. That all works just fine. I think. So puzzle piece 1 is equal to 0. Yeah. Traffic. I would be at my school by now. That is pretty bad then. I guess being stuck in the snow would be kind of fun. Traffic, not so much. Not so much at all, actually. It's not fun at all. I'm so sorry. I hope that I hope that it'll get out of the traffic soon. We'll have to go. Bye-bye. I'll join on Twitch for a tad moment. I appreciate that, Nick. Thank you. And yeah, good luck with the rest of your getting to school things. I hope it goes well. Just getting my streak. Welcome, Nick. Welcome. I'm glad you're getting your streak. Okay. Yeah, I may just have to just go back to the drawing board on it and just be like, yep. Because it is just this last piece. Which is the most frustrating part, is because it's like, Everything else about the puzzle is working. It's just the actual filling. And so maybe I do a different fill method, like Oatmeal's suggesting. Yeah. Yeah, the reason why I did it this way, though, was because I wanted it to be dynamic as possible. Because it could be one of 3 shapes, which is the straight line, the 90-degree angle, and then the T shape. And so I didn't want to have to manually check every single time of like, okay, this is the starting point. I mean, we could have it be, okay, this is the starting point, and then have it be, what's your shape? What's your rotation? And then it would have to check the 3, well, for this one, it would check the 3 blocks around it. Then it would have to do basically the same thing where it would say, what's your shape? What's your rotation? But then at that point, it's like, well, then which one do we go to next? Like, do we go to here and say, all right, go top, right, bottom, left? And then at that point, then you say, okay, do you go to the right again? That's why I kind of went the direction that I did, which is like just starting here and then it just runs through it once. And then I think eventually I was going to have it run through it again and again and again and basically do the whole thing 16 times. So that way, even if it starts all the way up here and then down here, there's a block that is connected to something, but it didn't get through all the connections in the beginning. Once it got down to the 16th time, it would be able to make every single potential connection. So what would... That'd be 16 times 16? Is that what that would be? 256? That almost seems like overkill, but maybe it's not. Well, no, that's not going to work. That's going to replace a whole bunch of images. Yeah, never mind. Keep that there for now. For now is the key part of that phrase. Okay. 41, 43, 45, 47. 41, 43, 45, 47. So vertical. Just checking to see if this is in a vertical layout. The current block that you are on. Let's see if we can get this working without the or. So this is check south block. Check south block. Is this guy right here? Was the current block plus 4? Okay, yes, that is what we want. Now, if the current block plus 4, the one below, is equal to 45 or 47, so it should be facing up. So 45 or 47, 56, 57, 56, 57, up and up. 61, 62, 63, 64. Two, 53, 54. 61, 62, 63, 64. Wait. Oh my gosh. Wait. Okay. So 66, 67, 68. 66, 67, 68. Okay. Yeah. All facing up. Whew. Started looking at the wrong line. And then 75, 76, 77, 78. Okay. I am getting rid of any of the quad ones. Just get rid of anything that is quad related. Just get rid of it. Don't have to worry about it because that makes it way too easy. Okay, so that checked the south block. So as long as the south block has something that is facing up that is on, okay, up and on, then we need to check to see if our current block we already checked to see if our current block was it was just vertical, and then this is checking to see if the block below us is going up into the block with an active block. If it is, then say if 41, 43, 41, 43, 51, 52, 53, 54, 51, then that's where it's kind of like, wait, what? So it wouldn't be, so it'd be 41, 43, and then anything that's facing down. That would be 51 and 54. 51, 54. And then anything still facing down. So then 61, 62, and 64. 61, 62, 64. Let's get rid of the 70s. Okay. As long as then the current block has something pointing down that is turned off, then say let's do an else on here. So if you are currently facing down, turned off, game variables.set value 981 plus 911 to equal 981 plus 911 plus 4. So it's taking that value and then basically it's changing it from false to true with the plus 4. Check south if current block off, right? Is that what that's checking? No. Well, kind of. Well, no, because 45 and 47, that is 45, 47, and then 56, 57, 56, 57 are also pointing up. Okay. Then 41, 43, 41, 43. Okay, so then check if current block is off. Wait. Crap. I got those mixed up. There we go. So check south block. And then check if current block is off. That's 41, 43. Okay, so then if the current block is currently off, then we want to turn it on. Okay. I think that's right. So then if in the else handler, so if you are not on, but we need to have more than just an else. Now we need to say you are equal to
Thanks for the follow, Vert Leopold.
Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Thank you. I feel like if someone has followed during this stream, I salute you because this has been absolute madness. Let's see here. Diva someone says, if you do get tired of trying to figure this out, here's another puzzle idea inspired by the pipe dream one. Can be as long horizontally as you want. Ooh. Oh, wait. Player clicks tiles in order to fill in top to connect blue. Okay. Huh. Interesting. That would be a lot easier. I'm not gonna lie. At least on the surface, that looks like it would be easier. I may need to look into something like this if I can't get this one figured out. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. I do appreciate that. And Coco says, yo! Welcome, Coco. How's it going? How was your evening / day going / been? So here's the problem with this, though. Actually, being in the else handler, I think we should be fine. I think it should execute this code, and then it should, I think, skip past the else handler. I think. I don't know how RPG Maker would process that. Coco says, it's a very hot evening here, but it's nice and sunny out. Well, I mean, that sucks that it's a warmer evening, but I would kind of take that. It's very cold here. It's okay, it's actually not that cold. It's 51 degrees right here. Right now here. So, not horribly cold, but also not really warm either. It's also expandable to allow special kinds of mechanics if you wanted them get harder as you went higher. That would be kind of cool, actually. That would be really cool. I would like that. Yeah, I'm gonna keep trying to take a crack at this just to see. But I think if by the Thursday stream I haven't figured it out yet, and it doesn't seem like there's any end in sight, I may just have to be like, well, I gotta shelve it. As much as I would absolutely love to have a puzzle like this, if I just can't figure it out, which I'm sure there's got to be a way. Like, I know there has to be a way. I'm just trying to get it figured out. Yeah. If I had it less, I honestly don't know how to make it more manageable. I know this is doable because I've made one before, but I don't know RPG Maker's syntax. And that's the problem, because, like, here's the thing. I know it's possible because it's been done thousands of times. Like, I know that it's possible. But yeah, with RPG Maker, it does make it a little bit more complex just because of the way that I'm having to set it up, you know? I feel like there would be much easier ways to do this in different contexts. Yeah, with the syntax of RPG Maker, it does just kind of make it weird. If I was using just probably raw, full-on JavaScript, it would probably be slightly easier. I just don't know JavaScript well enough to be able to just outright write a plugin for a thing like this. So yeah, yes, that's what we got. Anyway, so the reason why I can't do it this way though, because I'm now just realizing this. So basically, it's saying right here. So 41, 43, 51, 54. So 41, 53. Oh my gosh!
Welcome Yato and your two amazing audience members.
Yato, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate that. Welcome. Glad you're all here. Welcome. How'd the stream go? Hopefully it went well for you. And hopefully it went better than this stream is going. Because, this has been a wheel-spinning stream. That is for sure. But yeah, I do appreciate the raid, though. So thank you. Yeah, so we checked the block to the south. And then right here, this is checking to see, check if current block is off. So, yeah, so it's checking to see, so 41, 43, so it's just checking to see, are you 41, 43, or 51, 54, 51, 54, and these are with connections facing south, or down. Then 61, 62, 64, 61, 62, 64. So it's checking everything facing down. So check if current block is off. So if it is, what we want to do is we want to flip it on. So if the block is off, but it is facing down toward a block that is active, yeah, then add 4, which basically changes it from a false state to a true state. And then in the else handler, so if it is not 41, 43, 51, 54, 61, 62, or 64, then I think this would be checking to see if it's not even possible. I think what we need to then do is check and see. So you would be 42, 44, 42, 44, 52, 53, and then 63. Yeah, then if you are equal to one of those, no, that's no, that's not right. That's not right. You gotta say, stream was good. Worked on a new UI for the level up system. Hey, that sounds like a good time. It was not that long ago that I was doing the same thing. So that sounds like an absolute blast of a time. Yeah, well, I hope that it went well for you. I hope that you were able to get some good elements in there. And yeah, I hope that kind of all came together for you. Check if current block is off. Oh my gosh. Oh, yeah. I know I said this like an hour ago, but spinning your wheels is mentally exhausting. Just like going through so many different potential... Yeah, Anyway, much more visually appealing with progressing bars. Hey! I do love myself some good progression bars. That is, I do like that. I do like that. Yeah, very nice. I'm gonna have to go check out the VOD of your stream, because yeah, I want to see what that looks like. Actually. Videos. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna let that pull up. It's playing some ads right now. I'll get you some ad revenue. Let's see. Here. Nope. Over here. No. Close that one. Over here. There we go. There we go. Let's see what we got here. Ooh. See, this is what real programming looks like. Not my RPG Maker stuff. Let's see if we can find... I'll give you some ad revenue as well. Thank you, I appreciate that. Let's see. I know I'm probably not going to be able to, like, see where it's at. Unless, is it right here? Is that the one? I know I'm trying to, like, skip through to find the actual screen. Probably not the best thing in the world to do. Oh, that's the drop table helper. Okay. Ooh. Unless that's what it was. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so character, level, and class management. Ooh. I know it looks pretty good. If that's the one. I'm assuming so. If it's the character level and class management. I'm assuming that's the level up screen. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go through and check the rest of this VOD. Yeah, I would absolutely love to see what it's looking like. Yeah, very well done. Very nice, very nice. I love it. 145 in would be a good example. Ooh. So we got 145. Ah, there we go. There's the bars. There's the bars. Let's see. Trying to figure out like the best way. Because if I full screen this, then it does that. So I've got a got an ultra wide monitor, and let's see. I can do monitor 2. You'll see that for a while. There we go. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Look at those bars. Look at those good old bars. I love that. That is absolutely fantastic and beautiful. Yeah, very well done. Very well done. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it. Yeah. I'm gonna have to go again, check out the whole VOD and just kind of see how you got there and what you got going on. So yeah, beautiful stuff. Ooh. Yeah, I think this is something that I need to step away. I'm gonna try one more time off stream just to see if I can figure this out. Because, I mean, to be fair, I ran into this same problem when I was trying to figure out all of the actual random generation for the blocks themselves. I was running into issues. And then I eventually got it. So yeah, I think I need to walk away, sleep on it for tonight, and just be like, all right, where are we at? How am I going to do this? And then see if I can get it actually working. So I'll see what we can do. If by the Thursday stream it still is just not looking good, we'll probably either brainstorm for another puzzle or something. Because the thing is, like, I mean, I guess it's not that much time lost. I do really like the look of the pieces and the puzzle and stuff like that. It just, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So yeah. So again, I'm gonna try one more time. I'm gonna see what I can do, see what I can figure out. Maybe when I know that, like, I don't have a dozen people watching me, and I'm like not, when I'm able to just like go dead face and just look at the screen, maybe I'll be able to, like, maybe my brain will finally click and be like, oh, this is what you're missing, this is what you need to do, kind of a thing. So, yeah. So it's not necessarily dead in the water yet. It very well may turn into that eventually, if I just cannot figure out anything over the next 2 days. Before the next stream. But yeah, so we'll see. We'll see. If on the next stream you don't see this, then we'll know that it was scrapped and we're going with a different puzzle. Yeah. So we'll see. We will see. And again, it's not like we even necessarily need something for this. It's just to activate the end, like the portal to get to the next floor. So it's like, do we actually need it? No. But it'd be fun. It'd be nice to have. So we'll see. I think that's why, like, in my brain, I'm like, this should not be as difficult as it's been, but oh well. Oh well, it is what it is. It is what it is. Let's see, Yeto says, with dozens of things to level up, it needed something cleaner than what I originally had. I know that feeling. I know that feeling very well. I mean, I don't know if you saw the newest level up screen that I had that I just implemented like last week. Yes, we've got our skill tree now. So I used to have a very basic looking. So this is what the level up screen used to look like. Let's see if I can find it. Saving throw. I don't know if I'm still going to have it in here. I might. There's still a handful of like old assets that I still have in this folder. Then most everything else has been moved to this old assets folder. Yeah, so this... There we go. This is technically what the old level up screen used to look like. And then just imagine here it said, like vitality, and then, dexterity, or vitality, dexterity, wisdom, luck. And it's like, the reason why the text isn't here because it was showing it in engine so that it would actually show the actual, words and variables and things like that. So that's what it used to look like. Just very basic. It was just like a little window that popped up. But yeah. And then I also went through and redid my level up screen as well. And so yeah, so this is what we got now. Just a whole passive skill tree, and it's all sorts of fun. So all sorts of, so we got 29 skills. It's a lot. It's a lot. So yeah, it's yeah. So when you say dozens of things to level up, yeah, I'm like basically the exact same boat I was in just like a week ago, where I was like, this is a lot of stuff, and definitely needed a redesign. So yeah, so I feel that, and yeah, you did absolutely fantastic with it. You made it very clean looking. I love it. Okay, yeah, well, yeah, I think that's that's probably the end of the stream here. I am so sorry that it was basically just me spinning my wheels for hours. But Divas Oatmeal, I sincerely appreciate all the input, the feedback, the brainstorming. It was honestly very helpful. And yeah, so I'm gonna see if I can just figure it out one more time, see what I can get going. Maybe I will even try a different generation method, see if there's another way to like fill it differently to have it actually make sense. But again, if not, we'll either try another puzzle if there's one that comes to mind, or we'll just figure out something. Maybe we'll do something as simple as like some kind of lock picking. I don't know. Like, I don't want it to be tedious. I want it to be fun, but I want it to be somewhat of a challenge. So anyway, it's fun. Anyway, well, yeah, I'm gonna go get some rest now, and so maybe I can hopefully have a little bit more of a clear head tomorrow, so that I can maybe take another look at it and see what we can get going. But I hope everyone has an absolutely fantastic evening, or morning, or the rest of your day, wherever it may be in this world. I will see you all on the Thursday stream, and yeah, until then, I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic time. Good luck with everything, and yeah, we will see you then. Goodbye, and good night.